Good afternoon and welcome to the Mercer County Fair and today's harness racing program. At this time, we ask that you please rise in tribute to
The Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association presents Ohio County Fair Racing. Ohio County Fair Racing is presented by the Ohio Veterinary Medical Center, Big D Tack and Vet Supply, Dublin Valley Farms, Stable.ca, and Midland Acres. Now let's go trackside for all the action.
And good afternoon from beautiful Celina, Ohio. I'm here at the Mercer County Fair, going to bring you coverage of the 8-race car this afternoon. Joining me is Jeremy Moore. We're prepared for all the action. I see we have quite a nice crowd here in the grandstand, Jeremy.
Yeah, we do. They got the box seats down there, and those are filling up pretty good down here by the wire.
I was here about an hour before the first post, and I like to go and maybe check out the grandstand and see who gets a spot early. And there was a young couple way up at the very far corner. And I thought I'd hike up there and ask them why they were here so early and if it was what brought them to watch the races. Their names were Heather Fields and Tyler Schick. Heather's 26, Tyler's 22. She's from Celina. He's originally from Bluffton. And she actually said she likes to come up here and watch them do their warm-ups. She thinks they're beautiful. And then as we chatted a bit, there's a lot of family involved in harness racing. She told me that her uncle and her grandfather, Doc Laffin, used to have harness horses a long time ago. So it's kind of in her blood too, although no one in her family currently racing horses.
And that seems to be a theme amongst everybody is, how'd you get started? Family.
Family,
You
that's
was just
my
asking me.
case,
Yep.
your case,
Yep.
and I even think our cameraman, Matt Clark's case. So that's a triple trifecta right there. So the first race is a 2-year-old filly Trot. There's a total purse because we have 2 divisions of this. The first division going for $6,593. It's a full field of 7, and I can't remember, do they score 6 across here?
I think so.
So in that case, I don't see the trailer mark, but in that case, it's a 7-horse field,
Yep.
and the 7 will be, oh yes, it's right there in small print. That's good. Number 7 is going to start from the 2nd tier in this first race. They're screening the track right now as we're waiting for the horses to come out and assemble for the first post.
Gonna have some driver changes here. We got Pierce Henry down on a couple of them. Not sure if Austin's going to be here.
Okay, well, we don't have the driver changes yet. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, I haven't heard Doug announce them yet.
Well, we'll wait for Doug Ballinger to update the fans.
On the first race. With place show, Quinnell exact trifecta, daily double on the first. We do have a change in the first to 2. Tom Cincy Queen, make the driver Brandon Bates. Change the driver to the 2. Tom Cincy Queen in the first to Brandon Bates.
Ask and you shall
Second
receive.
race, second half of the early double, the 3 Seaside Hottie. Austin Henners will drive. Austin Henners
Drive the 3 Seaside Hottie. Number 6, She's a Legend in the second. Ronnie Gillespie to drive the 6, She's a Legend. Third race, the 3, I'm Too Cute. Change the driver to Cody Greeno. Cody Greeno to the 3, I'm Too Cute. Continuing on to race 4. Scratch number 3 and 4, Granite Ridge Lady in the 4. Camilla's on fire. 3 and 4 scratched in the 4th. Also in the 4th, 7 Legendary L. Make the driver Louis Levan. Louis Levan to drive this 7 Legendary L. The 8 Forever Girl. Make the driver Roy Wilson. Roy Wilson, the 8 Forever Girl in race 4. On to the 5th. Scratch the 5, Miss Big Gal. Scratch the 5, Miss Big Gal out of the 5th. 6th race, scratch the 6, Heartstrings. Scratch the 6, Heartstrings out of the 6th race. 7th race, Chero Holla, the 1. Note racing with Trotting Hobbles. Trotting Hobbles, the 1, Chero Holla. Finally, in the 8th race, number 4, Pennants. Roy Wilson to drive. Roy Wilson to drive the 4, Pennants. 6, Eddie L. Louis Levan. Louis Levan to drive the 6, Eddie L. Those are changes, corrections we have at this time. We'll open things up with Win Place Show. Quinnell exacta trifecta and an
early double. The superfecta wager where you pick the first 4.
There we go.
On races 4.
Yes, we have the horses will be coming out shortly to post parade. I hope you heard all those changes because we have practically one in every race, I believe. In the first race, though, we'll concentrate on that just to repeat. Brandon Bates will be driving the 2, Tom Cincy Queen. And that is the only change in the first, I do believe. So Austin Hanners must have made it. You were speculating as to whether he would or not.
Yeah, long night at Northfield last night.
Yes, and there's some great racing tonight at Northfield Park as well. We have some Buckeye Sire Stakes. What happened that was interesting last night at Northfield, Jeremy? Take a guess what I'm thinking about.
I don't know because I didn't watch.
Dexter Dunn. Or was he at Scioto?
Dexter
no,
was
at
at
Scioto. That's
Yeah.
right. But tonight we are at Northfield. That's right. Because unfortunately, there was a few drivers that are out, and Dexter Dunn came in, and he won 7 races.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, 7
Okay.
races, I believe. So tonight the action goes at Northfield Park, and we have some Buckeye Buckeye Stallion Stakes.
Yeah.
Get
for some
all that
reason,
SS stuff messed up.
Yeah, for some reason I didn't pay attention this weekend much. So I knew there were some big races last night.
I didn't see many of them either. I was to bed fairly early last night. Saw some, not all.
So I stopped at Scioto on the way back from Croton because my wife works for Brad Conrad. So she's at Scioto while he's at the fairs. So I had to switch vehicles out with her.
Well, I didn't know that. You always learn something when you start talking horses and racing and racetracks.
I just don't claim her very often.
And you wouldn't put her in a reclaimer, though, I bet.
Oh, in a heartbeat.
Oh,
Do they still have 2,000 claimers somewhere?
oh, please. I hope she's not listening. Of course, in harness racing, we have the races at the fairs, and these are where we usually see the youngsters, the 2- and 3-year-olds that are not racing at the parimutuel tracks. We have a great fair program here in Ohio anyway. We have good purses, and it's a great place for the youngsters to get their early lessons, and perhaps if they're not quite ready for the bigger picture, going to the parimutuel tracks and some of the upper stakes. Although I see a lot of horses that were in some stakes come to the fairs too.
When there's a big break or something, and if it's because I know Sugar Instead racing at Zanesville tomorrow.
Oh my.
So-
Well, you know, Sugar Instead was trained early as a yearling and brought out early in her 2-year-old season by Ronnie Gillespie. And Ronnie is showing up more and more as a trainer driver, where a couple years ago here, he was the dash champion with the most wins in 21 and 22 on the Ohio Fair circuit. But now we see him kind of making a shift to doing a lot of training with the youngsters, which he does, I think, a very good
does.
job.
Yes, he does.
He's got some nice ones this year, too. Let's see, What's Shaken, What the Hill Colt. Let me think of another one. Rosie's Destiny, I believe. Is that a filly?
Yeah, I don't. I'm horrible with names.
Well, you know, Ronnie, I got to know Ronnie because when I had a 2-year-old filly racing at the fairs a few years ago, I started out with one driver, and she made a couple breaks or whatever. And I was at a fair, and I needed somebody, and I got Ronnie. I think it was her 3rd start. And she was, you know, nobody expected anything. And he just took over, and she won handily, and I was like through the roof. So I got to know Ronnie. He drove her the rest of the season. He had 5 wins with her and on the fair circuit. And it's so getting to know him, I got to learn a little bit about him, of course. And he was born in Chicago, but comes from Mississippi.
Okay.
He moved there when he was about 3, he said.
Yes, I didn't know his whole story there. I just knew he was from Mississippi, moved here, and has kind of taken Ohio Fairs by storm a little bit.
And
like
now
you
we're
said-
seeing him in the stakes races. He had one in the new generation.
And we was up in the Charlie Hill room, one of the rooms there, Dalton Walls and all that group there. They was just a hooping and hollering up there. And it was-
I can't blame him. Can you? Going for that kind of money and all that, I'd be so excited. But you know, of course, then Sugar Instead was purchased and moved into the Virgil Morgan stable, and that's where she is. And she'll be at Zanesville tomorrow. So those that are interested in following our broadcasts and want to see the great filly Sugar Instead, you might want to turn into the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association live stream on OhioRacing.com.
You got YouTube also.
OhioHarnessRacing.com. I said racing, right? It's OhioHarnessRacing.com. Or Harness Racing. Now I'm getting all confused myself,
I have
Jeremy.
no clue. I just go to Facebook.
Yep. Facebook has the live stream too under Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association.
Horses are on the track for the first race. Ohio Colt Racing Association 2-year-old filly Trot for $6,593. Blanket in memory of Dick Hesse and Celina Moose Lodge, number 1473. Field of 7. Here's a look at the field. The 1, Say We, Jeff Neisanger drives. Number 2, Tom Cincy Queen, driven by Brandon Bates. 3, Annie L. Hank Levan, the driver. Here's Henry the 4, Rookie Sensation. Number 5, Lovely in Red with Cody Greeno. 6, Dublin's Martini, the driver Ronnie Gillespie. And number 7, Whispering Breeze. Drivers change to Thomas Litt. Thomas Litt drives the 7, Whispering Breeze in the first. Brandon Bates the 2. Win place show, Quinell Exacta Trot.
Early double wagering.
All right.
Go to the
So
gate in 4
maybe
minutes.
Austin may not be here.
Right.
All right, let's go through the field here real fast. Say We, Jeff Nysonger in the bike for none other than Mark Winters. The Marcel filly out of the Dilbert Hanover mare DW's Jasmine, owned by Junior Stables LLP. She's got six starts this year, 2 wins, a second, 3/3, a little over 15,000 on her card. Last win come over at Wapakoneta. Last start at Urbana, finished 3rd in the Buckeye Stallion Series.
That's next is the 2, Tom Cincy Queen. And Brandon Bates gets a call on this one for trainer Chad Williamson. She's a long-time filly out of Queen City Star by DeJarmbro. She's been having her little fits, and actually things have not been going so well for her in her last 4 appearances. But 5 back, she finished a nice second at Marion. This one's had 5 starts, 1 second, $1,440 on her card, and she was a bargain sale at the Standardbred Horse Sale in Harrisburg for $5,000.
The 3, Annie L. Hank Levan, drives and trains the Long Tom filly. Now the Prego de Lamo mare Pandora Oz. Levan Stables, Megan Levan, Heidi Ratliff, Marion, Ohio. 9 starts, 1 win, 6 seconds, 1/3. Closing in on 20,000 in the bank. Took her mark at 2.5 last week at Wapakoneta.
1 minute, 1 minute.
She is 6th in the Ohio Fairs championship standings.
Well, we'll switch to trainer Bruce Walls, who sends out the 4 rookie sensation, Pierce Henry in the bike with this one that's been on a roll. Won 3 of her last 4 starts, including the last one at Chillicothe in 2:08.2. 9 starts on the season, 4 wins, 2 seconds, 2/3, $16,304 in the bank with a best mark this year of 2:07.4 at Marysville. It's a full count filly out of an Amigo Hall mare.
And she's sitting 2nd in the Ohio Fair championship points.
Well, thank you.
So 5, Lovely in red. Ed Greeno Jr. trains. Cody Greeno in the bike for E.G. Trot. The 3rd, Pat filly. She's out of the mare Too Lovely by Loving Every Moment. 6 starts this year, 2 seconds, $3,300 on her card. Had an interference break. Or no, inside the pylons last start. Start before that over at Wapakoneta was 2nd, mile and 2.8.
We move to the 6, Dublin's Martini, trainer, driver, Ronnie Gillespie. This one has a pair of seconds in the last 2 starts. The most recent one at Urbana. Made a break at the start and still finished second, coming home in a last quarter of 31 seconds, mile in 2:05.3. 6 starts, 1 win, 3 seconds, and $10,550. She did qualify at Scioto Downs earlier in the season and went in 2:02.2. It's an Uncle Peter filly out of Perfect Martini by credit winner. Jerry Miller from Worcester is the owner.
And starting from the 2nd tier, Whispering Breeze. Late driver changed to Thomas Litt for trainer owner Pamela Young. The Long Tom filly, she's out of the Cantab Hall mare Keystone Williamina. 6 starts this year, 3 wins, $10,800. Took a mark at 2.4 at Wilmington. She's riding a 2-race win streak back at Chillicothe and Eaton. Currently, she's 7th in the Ohio Fair Championship standings.
And the starter has called the horses to get into position. We're going to see those wheels moving here very shortly. And what do they say? Here they come.
Gates rolling. It's post time. Final call to wager on the first. 6 on gate with a trailer. All in behind the gate for the 2-year-old of Philly Trot. Here they come. Bigger off and trotting, Say We from the inside, the outside, NEL between horses. Rookie Sensation as he move into the turn from the second tier. On over to the opening eighth, they trot. Tom Cincy Queen, all stride. Whispering Breeze moving through on the inside as they head up the backside is Lovely in Red. Down the backside, off stride, Tom Cincy Queen as they head on over to the opening quarter. Say We leads the way. Rookie Sensation is next. Trotting third as he head up the backside. That is Lovely in Red. Taking a tuck to the inside, NEL. Racing into the turn, Dublin's Martini. Then it's Tom Cincy Queen, the traitor. Whispering Breeze. They trot by the quarter, and Say We has the field of trotters by the quarter, and 33 and a fifth. Racing second into the turn, Rookie Sensation. NEL on the outside is third. Fourth is Lovely in Red. Moving to the outside, Dublin's Martini is fifth. Racing sixth, Whispering Breeze. The traitor off stride is Tom Cincy Queen as they pass the stands for the first time. They trot on over to the halfway point. Jeff Nysonger and Say We is on the front end, leading NEL by 3 parts of a length. Rookie Sensation is third. Dublin's Martini is fourth. Lovely in Red fifth. Whispering Breeze sixth. Tom Cincy Queen can see them all. They're at the half. 104 and 4/5 to the 5/8 they go. Say We by 3 parts of a length will guide them up the backside. NEL the long mile on the outside. Rookie Sensation third. Dublin's Martini is fourth. Fifth is Lovely in Red. Sixth Whispering Breeze. Seventh Tom Cincy Queen is off stride and trailing the field as they near 3/4. It's Say We, NEL right there second. Set to come 3 wide. Dublin's Martini, they're into the turn. Rookie Sensation is fourth. Lovely in Red is fifth. They're at 3/4, 135 and 2. Whispering Breeze is sixth, and Tom Cincy Queen is the traitor with an 1/8 of a mile to trot. It is Say We on the outside, NEL the inside as they turn for home. It is Tom Cincy Queen on the backside. Down the stretch they come. Coming to the line, it is Say We. Late closer, Dublin's Martini. Coming to the line, Say We. The mile, 2:06, 2/5.
Say We, gate to wire for the Nysonger winners connection.
And Nysonger was our leading dash champion on the Ohio Fair Circuit last season. He took the crown. Very busy today, too. I think I can't remember whether I saw his name down 8 or 9 times on our 8-race program. He was a duplicate in a couple races, but
Yeah.
he'll be busy in the bike today.
Yep, I think Mark's got, I think he's scratched down to 5 or 6 now. I know Mark brought a
Mark
bunch
St.
of them.
Louis Jr.
No, Mark Winters.
Oh, Mark
The
Winters.
trainers,
Oh, I thought you were talking about the dash race
no,
this
no.
year. I don't know what the margin is, but the last time I heard, Mark St. Louis Jr. had the most wins on the fair circuit. Jeff Nysonger, I think, might have been second.
Okay, yep.
But, you know, you mentioned it was a wire-to-wire win for Say We. Sitting in the perfect pocket trip was the Pierce Henry-driven Rookie Sensation. And the one that came first up and saw a lot of air was Hank Levan's NEL.
She never saw a pylon.
Nope. And actually, Ronnie Gillespie was second over with Dublin's Martin, and that's pretty much the way they finished.
Yep.
593. Number 1, Say We. Tio Bay, Philippe Marseille out of the Dilbert Hanover mare. DW is Jasmine. Third of the season. JR Stabo, Orion, Ohio owns. Mark Winters trains. Jeff Nysonger drives the winner of the mile. 2:06, 2/5. It's a lifetime mark for Say We. Blanket in memory of Dick Hesse.
A little breezy out there, you can tell by seeing the horse get that blanket put over her. And the wind is ready to
Celina
take
Moose
it right
Lodge,
off.
number 1473, is the sponsor of this year's Winner's Circle. Fraternal Order of Eagles, number 1291, the sponsor of the Wepkenberg starting gate.
And she actually stood still for Mark Winters' horse. My wife always knows if you got Winters and Nysonger in a
Be 2 blankets for every
Winner's
race
circle,
today. Second place
they're gonna
blanket.
act up.
On behalf of Celina Moose Lodge goes to the 4, Rookie Sensation. Bruce Walls and Gina Bowman of Greenville, Ohio, Pierce Henry.
That's very interesting observation you made, or actually your wife's observation, because there's so much to look at really and pick up on certain horses, their tendencies and so what, in that case, in the winner's circle, how they behave with certain trainees or even just a single horse, what their personality is like.
Oh, yeah.
That's interesting.
And a horse my wife absolutely despises coming in the winner's circle is Shane Falco for Steve Carter, which is Charlie May's brother.
Uh-huh.
Every picture she's got of him, he's on his hind legs.
What a great performer, Charlie May. Ohio proud, right?
Yep.
So that wraps it up for the first race. I think we'll be joining you back for the 3-year-old filly pace, which is slated as our second race on the card here today at Celina. So after this message, we'll return.
Results are official. First race
Oh,
of
wait.
1C, we the winner.
We need those
2
results.
Tom Cincy Queen 7-3, NEL 3. 4 Rookie Sensation 2, 5 Lovely in Red 5. 6 Devlin's Martini 4, the 7 Whispering Breeze 6. The mile 206 2/5, the quarter 33 and 1, the half 104 3/4 135 and 2, 173 254, 6 on the bottom. Second race up next, win place show Quinella Exacta. Trifecta wagering on the second. Number 3 Seaside Hottie now will be driven by Pierce Henry. Drives the 3 Seaside Hottie. Number 6 She's a Legend, Ronnie Gillespie the 6. She's
A legend.
All right. So first race in the books. Second race coming up. First division. 3-year-old filly pace. We'll take a look at that after we hear a few words from our sponsors.
The first ever Mercer County Fair was held in October of 1852. Admission cost was 25 cents for the one-day event. Reports say competition was light, so no premiums were rewarded to exhibitors. Small fairs were attempted for the next 3 years, but lack of interest and support led the Mercer County Fair to take a decade-long hiatus. Thankfully, in 1868, the local agricultural society reorganized, announcing that the Mercer County Fair would return bigger and better than ever before. The fair moved to Celina and extended to 3 days. The event would become annual from that year forward. Just before the turn of the 20th century, the present fairgrounds was purchased by the society. Quickly, a first-class regulation track and grandstand were built to keep up with public demand for harness racing. In time, a horse barn was built to provide year-round training. In 1909, the world champion pacer Dan Patch even visited the Mercer County Fair. Today, the Mercer County Fair is a member of the Ohio Colt Racing Association and hosts 2 days of live-action harness racing.
Hi, I'm Dean Gillespie, and I want to tell you about the Ohio Colt Racing Association. There's 19 member fairs, and they sponsor the Partial Futurity in Greenville, Ohio. You need to race in the OCRA. Great racetracks, great people. Bring the kids and come out to the fair, and remember, fair time is fun time.
And we're back for the 3-year-old filly pace, slated as race 2 here at the Mercer County Fair on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Sun shining, nice breeze, beautiful day up here. We're going to take a look at the field. I'll start off with the 1, which is Aerojess. This one is trained and driven by Ken Holliday. This one has had 5 starts so far this season with just 1 second, $1,877 earned. She's a well-said filly out of Elegant Mystique by Cam Best. She was second beaten by a head last time out at Attica in the Ohio Fair Stake for 3-year-old fillies there. Ken Holliday was doing everything that day too, training, driving, owned by the Crazy Parrot Farm. She had a pretty good season last year as a 2-year-old with 2 wins on 11 starts with 2 seconds and 2/3 and a mark at Croton of 2 minutes and 4/5. She's yet to get the winner's circle, but we'll see what happens today.
Okay. The 2, Tura Up. Scotty Cisco in the bike for trainer Deborah Schwartz. The Lather Up filly, she's out of the Ponderosa mare, Lura Laurel. That's a tongue twister. Harry and Darlene all top. Urbana, the owner, 13 starts this year, 3 wins, 4 seconds, 2 thirds, $27,740 in the bank for the year. She took a mark at 57-3 at Scioto Downs. She was a Buckeye, or a blooded horse sale purchase for $8,000. Coming off of a win over at Xenia in 2 minutes with the California kid in the bike, but has been pacing up at Scioto 53 a couple times. Looks like a leg of the Buckeye Stallion series. Paced in 53, didn't get a check.
The 3 horse is a down by the seaside filly called Seaside Hottie, trained by Ryan Miller and owned by the Miller Racing Stable and Lynn Miller of all of Ohio. This one is out of Hot Lemonade by Rock and Roll Hanover. She's done quite well this year. In fact, she's one of the more consistent ones when it comes to first and second. She's had 14 starts this year with 4 wins, 5 seconds, and $29,825 in earnings. Her best time was at the Miami Valley Racecourse, the parimutuel track of 1:58.1. Comes into this one after finishing second at Urbana and pacing in 1:58.2 with a sharp last quarter of 28.1. Speaking of sales prices, this one was bought at Harrisburg for $60,000.
The 4, Naked on a Hill. Jeff Nysonger, Mark Winters combination again. She's owned by Denny Shaner over in Wapakoneta. So we'll finish talking about her as soon as we get the push parade
Horses
from
are on the
Doug.
track for the second race. 3-year-old filly
Matt's
pays
MIA.
$6,466. Like the memory of Jan.
That's okay. They're bringing them out for the post parade. We'll let.
These are the horses.
Yeah, we'll
number
keep
1
talking
Hero
here.
Jazz, Ken Holiday drives.
Naked on a Hill.
Her Scott
She's got
Cisco,
10
the
starts
driver.
this year, 2 wins, 2 seconds, 3
Seaside
thirds,
Hottie. Here's Henry.
$46,800. Took a mark of 51-4 at Scioto Downs.
5 is David Sweetie.
She is a competitor in this higher stakes. She's got a second and a 6th, I see, last few starts. 4th in the State Fair Stakes at Scioto. So she's been racing with the best of them.
All right. The 5 is David Sweetie, trained and driven by Carl Newland and owned by Hartley Farms of Fremont, Ohio. It's a bit of a legend filly out of Sweetie Sue Cam by Cam's Magic Trick. This one has very little experience compared to the others in the field, with no starts last season and only 3 so far this year. So they waited on this filly. And last time out, she started at Wapakoneta and finished 3rd. Went in 2-6. Before that, she had a little bad accident. It looks like broken equipment caused her to break at Eaton. Not an accident, but she did not finish the race, so probably had to go back to the barn. She's just learning, and I think is a little bit in steep here.
Yeah. 6, She's a Legend. Ronnie Gillespie now slated to drive for Kent Wilcox. Tammy Wilcox owns the Bit of a Legend filly. She's out of the gun that won the West. Mayor Katie's Sure Shot. 19 starts this year, 5 seconds, 2 thirds, 14,000 on her card. She no starts last year, so talk about a bridesmaid. 5 out of 19 starts, finishing 2nd. Last start was over at Urbana, finished 4th, pacing 58-4.
The 7 horse is Holden Mama L. This one trained and driven by Hank Levan and owned by the Levan Stables. You're going to see their names on the program a lot today, as they have 9 horses in today on only an 8-race card. Holden Mama L has been racing well of late. Finished 3rd last time out at Urbana. At Wapakoneta, posted a wire-to-wire win. That would be a little difficult to do today from the trailing position, because Holden Mama L will be in the 2nd tier. Has had 20 starts on the season with 3 wins, 5 seconds, 2 thirds, $19,085 bankrolled, and a best mark winning at Scioto Downs of 156 flat. And that is our field for the 3-year-old filly pace, purse for $6,466. And they will be settling into that starting gate, I hear, shortly, I'm pretty sure.
Now, Holden Mama L, she was sitting 5th in the Ohio Fair Championship points. The one I looked, Seaside Hottie, she's got quite a few wins and seconds, but she did not get nominated to that.
That's right. We have to nominate the horses here in Ohio in March, which is later than a lot of state programs, and you can put them in the fair circuits. You can put them in the Buckeye Stallion Series, Ohio Sire Stakes, Ohio State Fair. Quite a few things you can pay into early. But when you're dealing with young horses, the money is in the stakes races. So,
Yep. And we talk about things that used to you had 2 payments, one in February, back in April, nominating and sustaining payments. Now they went to just 1 payment in March. As Keith always said, first payment, you stake according to your checkbook. Second one, you stake according to your talent.
exactly.
So.
Well, you're still speculating at March, but it's a lot easier. I think that was a great move, actually. It makes it a lot easier for people.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't know if everyone knows, I'm sure our listening audience pretty much knows that even at the fairs, there's some of the fairs, not all circuits, because one of the circuits no longer has an entry fee. But in the stakes races, even after you make your nominations and pay your stake payments, you pay an entry fee on the day of the race. When you draw in, even if you don't show up, you must pay that entry fee.
Here is number 3, Seaside Hottie, and driver Pierce Henry.
Now we can start heading to the gate. Yeah, so Susan has a Huff's Guide from, I think, 1960 something. She always brings with her. And I've got a program from 1985 I always bring with me. Show people every now and then
How things change.
Oh, yes.
Well, they didn't have any lines. They never showed past performance lines. Basically, you just got the name of the horse, the trainer, driver, owner, correct?
Yep, and the starts for the year that they know of. So,
Yeah, it was much easier to make the program, I guess, but
yeah.
I don't exactly know. I was a charter, but that's one thing I never asked. What year did they start to actually make past performance lines where you are giving the story of the race by your eye, where the horses are assembled at the quarter, the half, the 3/4, and the finish? I started charting up in Hazel Park, Michigan, because they needed one, and they asked me if I would please learn. I think I was about 22.
So he was voluntold to.
Yeah, kind of. 22, maybe 23. Connie Ackerman of the Ackerman family, which a lot of people know in Michigan and California, and actually on the Grand Circuit, Doug Ackerman, although he's no longer with us. But Connie took my call. I would say what they were, and she's my age. We're the same age, so it was kind of interesting. 2 young girls, so we had a lot of fun before the races, kind of perusing the barn area, having some fun. You know, they mentioned Dan Patch in that last commercial, that he was actually here at Celina. Of course, he was the most famous pacer. There is a book out if people are interested in reading it. It's called Crazy Good by Charlie Learshin. It's all about the great Dan Patch. So if you're a book reader, you should look that up on Amazon or whatever. It's called Crazy Good, and it's by Charlie Learshin.
Did not know that. So, all right, well, we're heading to the gate
Charter
here.
has called him to the gate.
We've got a 1-5 favorite, Naked on a Hill. So, rightfully so. Let's see if Nice Honor can make this a double for him and trainer Mark Winters. 6 on the gate, 1 trailer. We're going to send it up to Doug for the call of the second.
Three-year-old Philly Pacers for 6,466. All in behind the Wetkenberg starting gate, sponsored by Eagles Lodge. Number 1291. Here they come. They're off and pacing Seaside Hottie, going right to the front, naked on a hill to her outside. David Sweetie comes out in third, up the inside, Arrow Jess fourth. To her up, settles in fifth, racing sixth, holding Mama L from the second tier. Racing seventh and last, She's a Legend as they head up the backside, going to the opening quarter. Seaside Hottie has the lead right there second. Naked on a Hill, Arrow Jess races third. Hung on the outside, going to the opening quarter. David Sweetie to the inside. David Sweetie is Tura up the inside, holding Mama L, moving to the outside. She's a Legend as they step by the opening quarter. Seaside Hottie and Pierce Henderson taken by that mark in an even 30 seconds. Racing right there second is Naked on a Hill. Pacing third is Arrow Jess. Racing fourth as they come into the lane for the first time. Tura up. On the outside is David Sweetie. Moving to the outside, She's a Legend. Holding Mama L on the inside as they come on over to the half with the lead. At the half, it is Seaside Hottie. Naked on a Hill, second. Third on the outside, Tura up. For inside, Arrow Jess. They're halfway home in a minute and 2/5 to the 5/8 they go. Holding Mama L begins her move. She's fifth on the outside. She's a Legend is second to last, and seventh and last is David Sweetie. They're off the turn. They're on the backside. Here comes Naked on a Hill, and Jeff Nysaunger right to the front. Seaside Hottie is second. Tura up is third. Arrow Jess is fourth. Holding Mama L fifth. She's a Legend will move to the outside sixth, and David Sweetie is the traitor. They circle the far turn and loosen the lead. Naked on a Hill by 4, now 5 3/4, 1:29 and 3 with an eighth of a mile to pace. Tura up is third. Arrow Jess is fourth. She's a Legend is fifth. They're off the turn. They're on their way home. It is all Naked on a Hill, and Jeff Nysaunger to take the second. The battle will be for second and third. 1:57 4/5.
Nice last quarter for Naked on a Hill.
That was quite a stout effort there.
28-1 last quarter. Going to the half here, Scotty was starting to come. And Jeff was looking over his shoulder. I'm thinking, yeah, Jeff's not going to get pinned in.
No, so Nysaunger and Winters back-to-back here in the first and second races. I was just looking up to see what the track record is for 3-year-old filly pacers, but I don't see that they have it in our records here. The all-age pace went in 54, but Hunchy was not a filly, I don't believe. And I don't know how old Hunchy was when he made the all-age pace track record. So I would say this was a pretty good effort here. It was a nice group of fillies, and like I pointed out, the 5-horse, when you're trying to learn to race and everything, and you get in a field like this, you're pretty much overmatched. It's hard to learn.
Yeah, don't try to leave against them.
No. Nysaunger actually was patient. He sat in the pocket, but he had ample room to move out as they moved down the backside, and he just made a couple of quick steps, and he was already on the front and opening up.
Of course, the owner, Denny Shaner, he's the warm-up man for Mark.
Moving into the Celina Boots Lodge winner circle, we went to the second
3-year-old filly pace for $6,466. Number 4, Naked on a Hill. She's a 3-year-old bay filly by Nob Hill High out of the Manhart mare, Naked by 9. Her third win of the season. She's owned by Dennis Shaner. Wapak Canetta, Mark Winters trains. Jeff Nysaunger in the sulky. Jeff Nysaunger sweeps the early double, his second winning drive of the day. Naked on a Hill, 1:57 and 4. Blanket in memory of longtime racing fan Janice Secrets.
We have another good-sized crowd there in the winner's circle.
And here they're doing 2 blankets, so the first and second get a blanket.
I don't know that I've ever seen that before.
I think they gave up on throwing the blankets.
Yeah, they're going to hold them. It irritates or maybe upsets some of them to have a blanket put on when they're hot like that, and then they have to stand still and the wind is blowing and the blanket's flopping around. So you have to use your head sometimes. make sure that safety first.
In memory of Janice Seacrest, they've got a picture of her. One lady's holding up there in the winner's circle.
Oh, that's nice.
That way she's in the win photo.
Isn't that nice?
But,
well, there's a lot of, at the fair, is honoring people, too, that have passed. Some of the races are named in their honor.
So the guy holding the horse was Chucky Bolin. He works
Finishing
for Mark.
second, blanket to the two-tour up driver Scott Cisco from the Mercer County Republican Party.
But no, Chucky's my, Chucky's usually my punching bag. Yeah, I pick on Chucky an awful lot. We're stable at the courthouse, fairgrounds together. So we
We
Cisco.
have someone coming up for the passport. I should remind everybody, if you picked up one of those books from the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association, prizes are given at the end, or a prize will be given at the end of the season when you mail your passport book in for how many fairs you attended. So today we're here at Celina.
Second of one, Arrow Just 4.
2, 3, Seaside Hottie, 3, 4, Naked on a Hill, the winner. 5, David Sweetie, 7, 6, She's a Legend, 5, 7, Hold'em Mama L, 6, the mile, 157 and 4. The quarter, 30 seconds, a half a minute, 2/5, 3/4, 129 and 3. 4, 2, 3, 1, 7, 5, 6 on the bottom. Third race up next. In place show Cornell Exacta and Trifecta. Number 3, I'm Too Cute, make the driver Cody Greeno. Cody Greeno. Line to be announced, not on the program. On Friday, August 9th, the 1 Phyllis L raced at Croton, the Hartford Fair. Started from post 4. Was third at the quarter, 4 lengths off the leader at the half, was sitting third, 3/4 third, parked out at the top of the stretch. Phyllis L was second, beaten 6 lengths. Her mile, 2:03 and 1, 2:03 and 1 for Phyllis L. Finished second at Croton. Line missing on the program for the 1 Phyllis L.
All right, so line added there. Cody Greeno on a 3. We'll be back to take a look at the third race after we hear a few messages.
Own a little and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. TheStable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at TheStable.ca.
Mark your calendar for the new and exciting North American Standard Breed Mix Sale. Tuesday, December 17th at the Mount Hope Event Center in Mount Hope, Ohio. Broodmares, broodmare prospects, racehorses, and stallion shares. Pedigrees announced by Ed Teefee and Gabe Pruitt. Online bidding, clean, heated facility. The North American Standard Breed Mix Sale. A live auction to see quality horses with industry-leading pedigrees. Tuesday, December 17th in Mount Hope, Ohio. Entries open September 5th.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at BigDWeb.com for fast shipping. Most orders ship that day. Or call 1-800-321-2142. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
The Delaware County Fair, where history meets horsepower. Get ready for the thrill of a lifetime as the world-famous Little Brown Jug takes center stage. Witness the heart-pounding action, the thundering hooves, and the sheer determination of these incredible athletes compete for the coveted Little Brown Jug title. Don't miss your chance to be a part of history. For ticket and hospitality options, visit littlebrownjug.com. The Little Brown Jug, where champions are made and legends are born. Be there!
And we're back taking a look at the diagonally gated performers. This time it's the 3-year-old filly trotters on tap. There's 2 divisions of this today as well, the total purse being $12,524. This set going for $6,262. We have a short field of 5 in this particular one. The 1 horse, Phyllis L., is another trainer, driver, Hank Levan, and owned by the Levan stables, Megan Levan and Rosemary Levan, all of Ohio. They announced that we do have the last line for this one. She raced just, what was that?
2 days ago.
2 days ago at Croton. Had the 4-hole, sat third after the half, came first up, or maybe second over, was third out anyway at the 3/4 and heading for home. Finished second, beaten 6 lengths, mile time 2:03 and 1. This one has 15 starts on the season, 3 wins, 2 seconds, and 2/3 with $23,701 earned in a market Scioto Downs of 158 and 2 at, as said, Scioto, the parimutuel track. Interestingly enough, we often talk about how often the younger performers race. Phyllis L., I just noted, saw the starting car a lot of times last season as a 2-year-old. 23 starts. That's quite remarkable. I think if I averaged them out, a lot of people maybe 10, 12, 15 starts, but 23 is a lot for a 2-year-old, but she must be a hardy one. She's already had 15 starts this season, and that's your 1, Phyllis L.
The 2 is Flip 5 Stones. Jeff Nysonger in the bike for trainer Mark Winters again. The Lena Stone filly, she's by Emile Angus. Mare fried by 5. Denny Shaner owns, bred this filly. 11 starts this year, 5 wins, 1 second, 2/3. Closing in on $24,000 for this year. Took a mark of 58 flat at Scioto Downs. We'll finish talking about her here after the post parade.
Back for the 3rd race, 3-year-old filly Trot, $6,262. Field of 5, Cody Greeno to drive the 3, I'm Too Cute. Like us by WX3 Properties, Coldwater, FOE, Eagles Lodge. These are the horses. Number 1, Phyllis L., the driver Hank Levan. Number 2, Flip 5 Stones with Jeff Nysonger. Cody Greeno to the 3, I'm Too Cute. Number 4, Fashion Design with Pat Malloy Jr. And number 5, Uncle Pete's Dream, Russell Swartz in the sulky.
So Flip 5 Stones finished 3rd at Urbana last week, but before that had a 4-race win streak going.
That moves us on to the 3, I'm Too Cute. This one trained by Ed Greeno Jr., going to be handled by Cody Greeno. It's a long tom filly, as was the rail horse, which I didn't point out of Gwyneth, Hanover by Explosive Matter. I'm Too Cute has raced 7 times this season with no wins, no seconds, but 3 third-place finishes and $3,455 earned. I'm Too Cute was 5th last time out at Urbana, had the rail, got away 2nd, and maybe got shuffled. I didn't see the race, but was 3rd at the half, 4th 3/4, 5th at the head of the lane, and finished 5th. So might have been locked in there, I'm not sure. But we'll talk about the trotters here. Certain trainers tend to specialize towards a certain, I would say, what would I say, a gait. And in this case, Ed Greeno Jr. is one of those. He pretty much concentrates all on the trotters.
Yep. The 4, Pat Malloy's Fashion Design. Pat's going to be in the bike, trains, co-owns with Lisa Goslin. Credit Fashion filly out of the Victory Sam Mayer Cavaliers Victory. She's got 11 starts this year, a win, 2 seconds, 4/3, over 14,000. Took her lifetime mark at 2-4 and 4 at Wilmington early last month. Was a scratch at Chillicothe last weekend. Before that, was riding on a 2-race second-place finishes. Wapakoneta and Eaton.
The 5 is Uncle Pete's Dream. It's an Uncle Peter filly out of Valley of Dreams by Valley Victory. This one owned by Matt Rowe of Urbana, Ohio, trained by Deborah Swartz, being handled today by Russell Swartz. Been pretty consistent of late, finished second last time out at Urbana. And before that was at is that Xenia?
Xenia, yeah.
Yes, Xenia. Was not able to go postward, was scratched by the vet, had a small injury, so missed one. Then at July 23rd was at Sydney, so sticking at the fairs in the last 3, but was racing at Scioto Downs, where it did win this season with Chris Page in the bike in 1:55 and 3, and that is this filly's best mark this year.
Now, Russell, I know, is closing in on a driving win milestone.
And what is that?
I don't remember what it was. Matt, do you remember?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Because I went in to change a driver on my colt at Xenia, and Roger Houston said, "Is it an easy one to drive?" I'm like, no. He said, well, I'm trying to get Russell, trying to get him those wins so he can get to that milestone. I'm like, well, my colt sure ain't going to fit that bill. So
So he said, pass. Don't
Yeah.
put him down,
yeah,
right?
yeah. I put Sandy Beatty up instead.
Well, all those, what would you
Less than 1
say,
minute, less than 1 minute. to
goals
go.
in a way, how much you do. It depends on so many things. Now, Russell's been in the business for a long, long time, and he's driven a lot of horses. He's certainly experienced,
Yeah.
and has handled many different types of horses. I don't know what milestone he was
Yeah.
looking for either, but
he was
everybody around Ohio knows Russell Swartz.
Oh, yeah.
He's rolling his post
I think he was like 10 wins away from something, whether it be 1,000, 2,000, something. It was one of those milestones. I, for the life of me, can't remember what Roger said.
And they're bringing him on into the starting gate here at the Mercer County Fair in Celina, Ohio, and it started to cloud up a bit.
Oh, we got Hank off the bike there.
Has to make an adjustment with that head check, it looks like.
Been here at Mercer County Fair, they do something different. We've got multiple cameras around the track, and they've got a couple big screens in the infield. It gives the spectators here in the grandstand different views. They get to see them coming up the stretch. I think they got a camera over in the judges' stand where they follow them also.
That's great. One of the fancier operations on the fair circuit, I would
Yes.
say. We also have, of course, wagering at some fairs, and then some fairs do not have wagering on the horses. We have them here. It's a great place to learn how to wager, too, if you're at the fair. You can be just creative and maybe pick out one you like the looks of or the name, but you can also ask questions of others that I'm sure would be happy to help you learn how to read a racing program and understand what all this means.
So let's try this again here. Looks like Hank's got adjusted what he wants. 5 of them, 3-year-old Trot and fillies first division. Let's send it up to Mr. Ballinger for the call.
Field of 5, 3-year-old.
In behind Mike Wepkenberg's starting gate, sponsored by Celina Eagles Lodge. Here they come. Rough and trotting, Flip 5 Stone sent right to the front. Fashion Design on the outside. Phyllis L. from the inside comes out in third. I'm Too Cute is fourth. Racing fifth is Uncle Pete's Dream as they head on over to the opening eighth. Flip 5 Stones. Jeff Nicesonger will guide them up to the backside. Fashion Design second. Out and on the move on the outside. Headed to the front. Uncle Pete's Dream was fourth, now third, now second. And Uncle Pete's Dream is headed to the front end. Flip 5 Stones will give way second. Racing third. Fashion Design. Phyllis L. is fourth, and trailing the field, I'm Too Cute as they trot by the opening quarter. They move into the turn. The leader is Uncle Pete's Dream by 2. Flip 5 Stones is next. 30 and 2/5 for the opening quarter. Then it's 3 back to Fashion Design third. Phyllis L. fourth. I'm Too Cute trails the field fifth. They're into the lane first time. They come on over to the halfway point. Fielded trotters being led by Uncle Pete's Dream and Russell Swartz. Flip 5 Stones right there second. Racing third. Fashion Design. Phyllis L is fourth, and I'm Too Cute continues to trail the field as they race past the half. They're at the half in a minute and 2/5. They head to the 5/8, and it's Uncle Pete's Dream on the front end by 2. Flip 5 Stones is second, racing third. Fashion Design, Phyllis L the outside fourth. I'm Too Cute trails the field. They're off the turn. They're on the backside. Flip 5 Stones by 2. Down the backside, Uncle Pete's Dream, Flip 5 Stones. 3/4 mark, Fashion Design to the outside, Phyllis L. I'm Too Cute trails the field. They trot 3/4. Uncle Pete's Dream takes the fillies by 3/4, 131-1. Joining that chase is Flip 5 Stones with the leader. On the outside is Phyllis L with an 1/8 of a mile to trot. It is Uncle Pete's Dream. Flip 5 Stones is second. Third on the outside, Phyllis L. Fashion Design is fourth through the lane and coming to the wire, Uncle Pete's Dream. Second to 2, Flip 5 Stones. Third to 4, Fashion Design.
Well, that was a wire-to-wire win practically for the 5 Uncle Pete's Dream, and now we have to speculate. Is this the milestone win that Jeremy was telling us about Russell Swartz is looking for?
I was hoping somebody on Facebook would let us know, but
Our fans that follow the Ohio Harness Horsemen streaming, their live stream, they seem to have a lot of answers to any question we have. They can come out and save us, help us out a bit. So if anyone does know what milestone we're looking for, maybe they can make a comment here so we can pick it up.
if I get a moment, I'll look up on pathways maybe, see where we're closing in on.
Uncle Pete's Dream. This filly by Uncle Peter out of a Valley Victor mare is heading back to the winner's circle for Russell Swartz, trainer Deborah Schwartz, and owner Matt E. Rowe from Urbana, Ohio.
So it was bred by Cher Adams down in Kentucky, but did not go through a yearling sale.
No, not all of them head to the sales. We have homebreds where people keep them. We have private sales. Some of the people that are kind of like kicking the tires when they go out to these farms at this time of the year to look at the horses before they make it to the sale ring might even make an offer on one that they like, and then they might withdraw it from the sale.
Yeah. I was talking to
Here's one of the third race, 3-year-old filly Trot moving into
To the Celina Moose Lodge winner's circle of 5, Uncle Pete's Dream. 3-year-old bay filly by Uncle Peter out of the Valley Victor mare, Valley of Dreams. Fourth of the season. Matt Rowe, Urbana, Ohio owns. Deborah Schwartz trains. Russell Swartz drives the winner. 2 minutes, 3/5 for Uncle Pete's Dream. Blanket by WX3 Properties.
You'll have to finish that thought, Jeremy. I'm all ears here. I want to hear what you're about to say.
I forget what I was talking about. I do.
Oh,
I was looking at Russell because Susan and I, we always look a trainer driver, see if they're holding a stopwatch in their hand. Because yesterday Chris Beaver drove one and he had to win. He had a stopwatch in his hand.
I think that's rare.
So, it is.
I think most of them have a clock in their head after doing it after a certain amount of time. And even the young ones, I don't think sometimes they even pay attention to what they're going anymore.
Second
The
place
younger
blanket
driver.
goes to the 2 Flip 5 Stones from the Mark Winter Stable with Dennis Shaner. Jeff Nicesunger drives. Celina Eagles Lodge blanket to the 2 Flip 5 Stones. Here's the way they finish the third. 1 Phyllis L 4, 2 Flip 5 Stones 2, the 3 I'm Too Cute 5, 4 Fashion Design 3, the 5 Uncle Pete's Dream the winner. 2 minutes 3/5, 30 and 2/5, a minute 2/5, 131-1. 4, 2, 5, 3, 1 on the bottom. Fourth race coming up next. You'll have Win Place Show, Quinella Exacta, and Trifecta. Scratch.
So
Number 3, Granite Ridge Lady. In the 4, Camilla's on Fire. Scratch.
The 3 and 4.
all right. Yeah, Mr. Bross said the inspectors have already been out to the farms for the big sales. So he said he had somebody out inspecting his yearlings there the other day, getting ready for the sales. So that's where I was going with that.
Thank you. We're keeping our cameraman extra busy today because he takes a picture of the ceremony for the second place finisher that also picks up a blanket here. That's something I have never seen before.
Neither
First
have I.
and second getting blankets. How nice. When you're second, you try harder. But we're going to be back after a brief message from our sponsors for race number 4.
For over 50 years, Midland Acres has provided top-quality Ohio-bred colts and fillies. As a third-generation farm, we understand the importance of delivering well-cared-for and well-mannered yearlings. Get in the winner's circle with the yearlings by Fear the Dragon, Yankee Cruiser, Long Tom, Summa Cum Laude, Ready for Money, and Bit of a Legend. See our yearlings at the Blooded Horse Sale August 27th and the Ohio Select Sale September 13th.
The future is bright in Ohio. Ohio Sire Stakes, Buckeye Stallion Series, 65 county and independent fairs. Whether it's the Ohio Sire Stakes, the Buckeye Stallion Series, or the County Fair, Ohio has a place for your racehorse. This year, Ohio breds are racing for over $20 million in stakes purses. Be part of the winning. Breed, buy, race, win in Ohio.
Do you want your horse to shine in the winner's circle? Feed DAC Oil. It makes a world of difference.
All right, back here at the Mercer County Fair, Celina, Ohio. Jeremy Moore, Trish Soulsby, the GOAT, Matt Clark. So we did look up Russell Schwartz. I knew he was closing in on something. He's closing in on the 2,000 win mark. That put him at 1,990 wins.
All right, we got the countdown from 10 for Russell Schwartz.
Yep. His first driving win came in 1983. So, yeah, he's been driving quite a few years. Last few years, though, there's been a couple years he hasn't driven at all.
We have quite a range when it comes to ages of drivers, even on today's program. I think, we have some mid-20s and then on to the higher 60s racing on today's program. So that's one thing that harness racing does allow. There's no age participation in the bike.
We had one 82 yesterday at Croton.
An 82-year-old
Yep.
driver. And who was that?
As a guy I'd never heard of.
Well,
And I took the program out already from yesterday.
it's still pretty exciting. And actually, I marvel at anybody that wants to get in the sulky and race at the age of 82.
Yes.
I had one experience. Well, I've had a couple of experiences. I had one drive that I finished first in a publicity mile at Sacramento years ago when I worked there. At the time, it was called Golden Bear Raceway. They don't call it that anymore. And I decided to retire after that. But when my brother first got me to help train and jog, he put me behind an old horse and said, just keep him. I was on a farm track. Just, just go out and jog. Well, I grabbed hold of the horse, which I had no idea. I got a firmer grip. And the old Highland Star took off. He was 13 years old, and did he give me a ride? And my brother's laughing, watching me, just saying, let him go. He'll tire out. Just stay on the track, basically. And my arms were like rubber.
Yes.
I thought maybe I would never sit behind him again, but I did.
Been there, done that.
Scary, isn't it?
Oh,
In
yeah.
a way, it's scary. There's a lot to that horsepower.
Yep. So, fourth race coming up. 2-year-old filly pace. We only have one division. $13,375 scratched to a field of 6. The one is Canceled Cruiser, Jeff Nicehonger, Mark Winters, 2-year-old Yankee Cruiser filly. She's out of the Pan's Pacific Flight out of the flight canceled mare. 7 starts this year, a second, a third, $2,700 on her card. Rosenberger Farms out of Xenia. They own her. Steve and Tammy Carter were the breeders. Buckeye Classic sale purchase, $17,500. Last start was 4th over at Urbana.
The 2, Big Bad Ellie, we will have to wait and hear all about her after this post parade by our announcer.
Horses are on the track for the 4th race. 2-year-old filly pace, $13,375. Sponsored by Rhino's Auto Sales. 2nd place, Blanket Eagles Lodge. These are the horses. Number 1, Canceled Cruiser. Jeff Neitzunger drives. Number 2, Big Bad Ellie with David Ward. 3 and 4 scratch, $5 million on a paycheck. Brandon Bates will drive. 6, Evil L, Hank Levan. Number 7, Legendary L with Louis Levan. And number 8, Forever Girl, Roy Wilson in the sulky. Horse will take 1 score and go to the gate. Win, play, show, Quinella, Exacta, and Trifecta, Superfecta.
We'll pick up talking about the 2, Big Bad Ellie. Trainer Christy Noble brings this Fear the Dragon filly in that is owned and was bred by Sandra Burnett of Ohio. Big Bad Ellie has been very consistent in 7 starts this season. Did pick up 3 wins, 2 seconds, and 1/3, so only missing the board on 1 appearance thus far. Was a winner in wire-to-wire style last time out at Urbana with a final quarter in a blistering 28-1, mile and 2-1. Her best time, though, was taken at Lebanon, 158-4.
3 and 4 are out. $5 million on a paycheck. Brandon Bates will be in the bike for trainer Steve Livingston. Lather Up filly out of the Shark Jester mare, Melanie Sharkette. Full Tilt Farms LLC owns the filly. 4 starts this year, a second, a third, $1,734 on her card. She's been racing a Scioto the last couple starts, pacing 57-3, and back in 2 minutes. Her 2nd place finish coming over to Wilmington.
The 6th horse is Evil L. Trainer driver Hank Levan again. We have this one as a very consistent performer too. There's actually a few in this race, so it's going to be a good match, I think. Evil L has raced 11 times, 4 wins, 5 seconds, and 2/3, so has not missed being on the board in her young career. She's a Fear the Dragon filly out of Caramel Kiss by Better's Delight. Finished 3rd last time out at Urbana, 29-4 the last quarter, 202-1, but was a winner from the pocket back on July 30th at Wapakoneta with a final quarter of 28-4, mile and 202, which is her best winning time this season, although she was race timed at Northfield, the pari-mutuel track, in 157-3.
The 7, Legendary L, Louis Levan, going to drive for trainer Hank Levan. Bit of the legend filly. She's owned by Levan Stables, Dharma Fall Racing Enterprises, and Megan Levan. 11 starts this year, 4 wins, 4 seconds, 2/3, 10 out of 11 on the board. She's got $18,920.
1 minute, 1 minute.
Took a mark at 2-1 and 3 at Bucyrus. Had a 4-race win streak going into Wapakoneta last week. Was 3rd there, 2nd at Urbana. She's 2nd in the Ohio Fair Championships, and Evil L, her stablemate, is actually sitting on top of the Ohio Fair Championships.
Wow, 1-2 punch. We're going to round out the field with the 8, Forever Girl. Rory Wilson gets the call for trainer Tommy Jones, who also owns this Yankee Cruiser filly out of J.L. Spend Forever and by Big Bad John. 9 starts on the year, 1 win, 3 seconds, and 1/3 posted with $7,491 earned. 204-3 at Ottawa was her victory mark, and that was early in the season because it's not on her last 6 lines. Her last lines show a trio of 4ths, and before that a trio of 2nds. She last started at Urbana on August 5th and finished 4th, beaten 7.5 lengths, timed in 159-4.
So I wonder how they decided who's going to drive who. Whether Dad got the pick or Hank said, no, you're going to take the one I don't want.
Yes, that's always interesting.
Yeah.
everybody, they say, always picks the better one, but who decides who's doing the picking?
Right.
Is it who gets the call, right? Well, we have a very nice field here. We do have a few consistent performers in this one, which makes it interesting.
Yeah,
Keeping to their form, we're going to have quite a battle.
looks like David Ward, that filly likes the front end. So I'm sure he's going to pop up out of there. Jeff's wanting to get a good trip behind somebody.
When you're looking at a form, what do you look at if you're going to make a wager? What do you really base yours on?
I like to see how they finish the last closing quarter. Make sure they come home good. If they don't come home good, then, no.
Yeah, I always think it's better for a horse that's doing well moving up in class than one that's not doing so well, sometimes moving down, because you have confidence when you're putting together, consistency, a string of wins particularly. The horse kind of swells up a lot of times and can maybe go up the ladder. But also, classification is everything.
Oh, absolutely. Especially at the racetracks. Put them where they belong.
If you want to make money.
Yes. All right, fourth race. The only division, which is rare for 2-year-old Payson fillies at the fairs. Scratched down to a field of 6. 4 on the gate, 2 trailers. And we'll send it up to Doug.
A field of 6 2-year-old filly pacers for $13,375. All in behind the Wapkenberg starting gate, sponsored by Celina Eagles Lodge. Here they come. They're off and pacing Big Bad Filly for the lead, along with Millie on a paycheck. Evil L is caught wide into the turn, 3 wide. Canceled Cruiser is 4th, racing 5th. Legendary L and Forever Girl will be the trailer as they head up the backside and go to the opening quarter. The leader, Big Bad Ellie, hung on the outside. Evil L will take a tuck, now 2nd. Millie on a paycheck, 3rd. Canceled Cruiser is 4th. Legendary L is 5th, and 6th and last is Forever Girl as they head up the backside, front to back. They're separated by 8 lengths, and Big Bad Ellie and David Ward take the fillies by the opening quarter in 30 2/5. The 2-hole trip to Evil L. Racing 3rd is Millie on a paycheck, committing first up and moving on the outside. Here comes Forever Girl and Roy Wilson. Legendary L will pick up that cover, and trailing the field is Canceled Cruiser. 4 in, 2 out as they come to the halfway point. On the front end, Big Bad Ellie by a length. Forever Girl the outside, 3rd. Evil L racing 4 outside. Legendary L 5 on the inside. Millie on a paycheck, and Canceled Cruiser trails the field. They're at the half in 102 4/5. They head to the 5/8 with Big Bad Ellie leading the way on the outside. Forever Girl, Evil L the inside is 3rd. Legendary L will come 3 wide. Millie on a paycheck is 5th. Canceled Cruiser is 6th. Down the backside to the 3/4. Big Bad Ellie by 2. The inside, Evil L on the outside. Forever Girl. They move into the far turn. Legendary L will move to the outside. Up the inside is Millie on a paycheck, and Canceled Cruiser trails the field. Big Bad Ellie 3/4, 133 2. They're off the turn with an 1/8 of a mile to pace. Big Bad Ellie leads it. Evil L is 2nd, racing 3rd. Forever Girl. Down the stretch a pace, it is Big Bad Ellie. Forever Girl. Evil L is coming after that leader with every stride, but on the line, it will be Big Bad Ellie. Evil L 2nd, home 3rd. Forever Girl. 2:03 1/5.
So David Ward is going to get the victory with Big Bad Ellie in this one for trainer Christy Noble. I believe David Ward works for the Noble stable as a trainer in their barn. Actually, Big Bad Ellie did it in wire style last time out and kind of repeats her, although for a brief second Evil L did have the front.
Yeah, David put him in a hole, though. You can tell he didn't. And then as soon as Hank got in the hole, David slammed on the brakes.
Yes, that second quarter was in 32 2/5 seconds. Now, at the pari-mutuel tracks, although it wouldn't hold here in this particular kind of racing over a fair track, if a driver puts the brakes on too much and causes confusion on the horses behind them, they can face a fine and
And
That's not fun.
No. I'll tell you a story here after a minute about Mike Lowe. I had a father time for him, and he was down at Miami Valley 2 weeks in a row. He wins, but he got to the front and he backed him off a little bit and didn't cause confusion, but backed it off enough. The judges called him in, and they fined him the second week. So they're at Wellston this year. I didn't know if he was going to have help in the winner's circle, so I jumped down and helped him after he won the race because he got to the front end over there and shut her down to the half pretty good. Told Mike, I said, nice job, but the judges want to see about that second quarter. Oh, it's just a fair. It don't matter.
Well, I guess to that particular judge in the booth, it did matter. And that's what it is. They have to make calls. I saw, Kenny Holliday was on the card earlier. I don't know if he has another one in here later, but, he left racing to be a judge for a short time and then came back to be driving trainer.
I did not know that.
Philly by Fear the Dragon. Christy Noble trains. David Ward drives the winner of the mile 203 1/5. Blanket by Rhinos Auto Scales. Second place Blanket from Celina Eagles Lodge. Goes to the 6, Evil L from the Levan stable. Hank Levan drives the 6, Evil L. Here's where they finish the 4th. 1 canceled Cruiser, 6. 2 Big Bad LA the winner. 3 and 4 were scratched. 5 Millie on a Paycheck, 4. 6 Evil L 2. 7 Legendary L5. The 8 Forever Girl 3. 203 1/5. 30 and 2/5. 102 and 4. 133 and 2. 6 1 scratch 4 2 5 3 on the bottom. 5th race up next. Win place show Quinella Exacta Trifecta. Scratch the 5, Miss Big Gal. Scratch number 5, Miss Big Gal.
All right. Then one other thing I saw going 3/4 pole, David didn't start driving yet. He tried to keep Hank in the hole as long as he could.
That's smart.
Yes. David's been around for a while.
Lots of tactics, and a good driver uses every one he has in his toolbox.
Yes, when that's the filly to beat behind you.
And that's what I was saying about Kenny Holliday when he left. I think he actually was a judge at Pompano Park for a short time. But anyway, I never asked him, did it give him a different perspective once he was up in the booth?
That is a good question.
I like to interview. That's my forte. All right, so we're going to be back with the 5th race after a short commercial or two.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at bigdweb.com for fast shipping. Most orders ship that day. Or call 1-800-321-2142. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
Cool Winds Farm in Lima, Ohio is a full-service standardbred breeding farm. Cool Winds stands the popular dancing Yankee, a 2-time world champion, along with 2019 jug winner Southwind Ozzy, the son of Some Beach Somewhere. Cool Winds also stands the royally bred $2 million earning Western Fame. Be sure to inspect the Cool Winds yearlings at the Ohio Selected Jug Sale at Pickaway on Friday, September 13th.
Own a little and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. TheStable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at TheStable.ca.
At Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year. Our expert team of boarded surgeons, sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together with veterinary cardiologists, internal medicine, and ophthalmologists, make our hospital your best resource for all sport horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661.
Back here at the Mercer County Fair in beautiful Celina, Ohio. I was looking down the grandstand. The grandstand filled up also. Not only did the chairs down there, but
Box seats. It's a wonderful day for watching races. I mean, the temperature couldn't be more perfect.
yeah, big crowd. Lots
Well, you
of
know,
betting.
we do have our audience, and they do chime in with a comment here. There are actually a lot of comments, but I saw one from Marianne Madden. Actually, you pointed out to me that she drove my Pacer Mystical Heart. Yes, she did. She went to that USTA school to learn a little bit how to harness and jog and all that, and she was there at Delaware. I had both Mystical Heart and ATC Queenie there. I was in the Ron Steck stable, but I took care of both my horses, Mystical Heart being a pacer and ATC Queenie a trotter. And she got to learn to jog behind Mystical Heart, and that's kind of usually the trainer accompanies them, which I believe was the case with Ron Steck. Yes, it was. Because Mystical Heart was kind of a little tough. He actually caused my brother's career-ending thing because breaking him at Pompano Park, he got scared and a water wagon or something out there on the racetrack. I forget the details already. It's so many years ago. And that can happen. He was a little flighty. Things would make him crazy. I know Cool Winds Farm said when he was a yearling, they wanted to show you off his gate, and they shook a can of feed at him, and he went right through the fence and into the woods, and they had to spend hours looking for him. So it wasn't, I'm glad everything went well that day. He ended his career at 4, and he is now in Frazeysburg, Ohio. He has the lifetime lease on him as a riding horse.
Good deal. Good deal. Now, do they still have that? I know they had the vocational school in Delaware had a program there. Do they still have that?
I would have to check, I must say. But it was great because the people so enjoy it. And I kept in touch with a number of them that, came through the barn and talked to us. There's so many ways you can be involved in harness racing. And we talk about the sales coming up. You can even have fractional ownership. And, well, we might have time to talk about that later, but we better get looking at this field.
Okay. 2-year-old Trot fillies. I believe this is the second division. First $6,593. The 1, Fancy Prize. Roy Burns in the bike. Trains, co-owns with Melissa Burns. The Enterprise filly out of the Classic Photo Mare Photo Savvy. She had 7 starts this year, a second, 3/3, $5,200 in the bank. She was a Buckeye Classic yearling purchase for $7,500. Coming off a 4th place finish at Urbana, a 3rd place finish at Chillicothe, and Urbana was her best trotting time in 2:5-1.
Contrarily, the 2, Rose Run Ashton, was a Buckeye Classic purchase for $50,000. She is trained by Pamela Young and going to be driven by Austin Hanners. Pamela Young also owns this Uncle Peter filly out of Rose Run Value by DeJarmbro. Has had 4 starts of the season, 1 win and 1 second. Actually turned things around pretty quickly. Started her career on July 9th, broke, did not finish, broke from the rail at Washington Courthouse, and then got it together and won her 3rd lifetime start at Eaton, and last week at Chillicothe finished 2nd by a neck. Her mark, 2:06-4.
Horses are on the track.
For the 5th race, 2-year-old filly Trot, $6,593, sponsored by Wilson Shoes. Thomas Litt to drive the 2, scratch the 5, Miss Big Gal. And these are the horses. Number 1, Fancy Prize, Roy Burns drives. Thomas Litt drives the 2, Rose Run Ashton. Number 3, Long Arm of Justice with driver Jeff Nicesonger. 4, Just a Classic, Ed Greeno Jr. 5 is Scratch. Number 6, Madam L with Hank Levan. And number 7, Long Leg Sally, David Meyer in the sulky. Win Place Show, Quinell Exacta Trifecta on the 5th race. Post time in 3 minutes.
All right, the 3, Long Arm of Justice. Jeff Nicesonger driving for trainer Mark Winters, long-time filly by the Justice Hall mare, Truth and Justice. She is owned by Mark Winters, Ronnie Glover, Jim Grawl, and Mitchell Bean. 7 starts this year, 3 wins, $8,200 on her card. It looks like the best winning time was 2-3-4, but she did qualify at Scioto in 2-2-2. Just cut it out at Wapakoneta. last week. Made a break top of the stretch. Tried the Buckeye Stallion Series and just did not like Scioto at all. All 3 starts at Scioto she has run. And on a side note, I'm rooting for this horse because Ronnie Glover is playing poker with us tonight. So that means he'll bring plenty of money to the table.
Oh, my. Well, I think you have a good chance because if Long Arm of Justice doesn't make a mistake, it looks like those 3 wins were wire-to-wire style, so Mike grabbed the front and never looked back.
Yep.
Just a Classic, though, is also, the 4-horse is also fresh off a victory in wire-to-wire style. So, sometimes horses have a penchant for the front ends, and this one drew off to win by 4 lengths in 2:03 and 2, final quarter in 29 and 3 for trainer-driver Ed Greeno Jr. at Urbana on August 5th. 4 wins this season, has never missed the board. 1 win, 1 second, 2 thirds, $6,055, and that victory at Urbana in 2:03 and 2 was the best time.
The 6, Madam L. Hank Levan trains and drives. Marcel Philly out of the Donato Hanover Mare Leaping Lady. Levan Stables, Megan Levan, Louis Levan, and R. Levan. I don't know who that one is. I think Frank or somebody coined this as the LOL stable. Lots of Levans.
That's cute.
Yeah, I won't take credit for it. I forget who did it.
Well, you can steal it today.
Okay. 8 starts, 1 second, 1 third, 37.75 on her card. Last start was at Urbana. Did finish second, 2-4-1. Last quarter, 29 and 3. Before that, she shows a lot of X's.
All right, so that brings us to the outside, the trailer Long Leg Sully. David Meyer trains and drives this one, also the owner, along with Kelly E. Meyer. 7 starts on the season, yet to find the winner's circle, but does have a trio of seconds and 1 third with $8,083 earned. Was last out in action on August 5th at Urbana. Had the rail, got away 3rd, finished 5th. Went in 2:05 and 1. Before that, made 2 breaks back to get back at Wapakoneta and Eaton, and then 4 back, finished 2nd for David at Sydney. So this one also makes mistakes. You've got to get it together, and the fair is a good place to try that.
Yes.
The reason that they don't count the breaks against them, if you make 2 breaks in a row at a parimutuel track, you have to go back to qualify the horse again before you can go before the betting public.
Yep. So, or break off a qualifier.
That's another one.
Yeah. So
those things make your heart sink, believe me. You as an owner knows that.
Oh, yeah. Trainer, driver, yeah. And that's all I do is trotters, too.
Yep.
So.
I love both, but I love all horses, let's just face it. But I have a preference. If I'm going to buy one or breed one, I want a trotter. I have good reason for that.
Yes. Well, I was looking at the 2-year-old Payson filly last race, the Legend or the Evil L, Legendary L. They've got 18,000 on their cards. But with those, we're having 4 or 5 divisions of the Payson fillies. That's what I was thinking. If they were trotters, they'd be over 25,000 finishing like that, because there's not a whole lot of trotters, 2-year-old trotters this year, especially the trotting colts.
You mentioned having a horse and at your barn, etc. What are the names of your horses?
All That Class.
All That Class.
Yeah, I trained him up till last week, and then we found a different trainer for him. Personal reasons.
Okay.
Ty Van Roden's got him now. He's running. I was actually the only one to keep him trotting in a race. And I got fired by Dad, so I'm like, okay. So we got a new trainer for him, different set of eyes, just to see what Ty can do with him. Yeah.
Well, I'll be looking to see him, All That Class. I like, sharing that kind of information. Gives me somebody to root for.
He's in tomorrow at Zanesville.
Because I don't have anybody racing right now, personally.
2-year-old Billy Trotters for $6,593.
They're all in behind the Mike Buckenberg starting gate. Sponsored by Celina Moose, Eagles Lodge. Here they come. Rough and trotting, long arm of justice goes for the lead. Just a classic on the outside. Fancy Prize comes out in third as the field moves into the turn on the outside. Rose Run Ashton racing fifth. Long Leg Sally and treading the field. Madam L at the opening eighth. Just a classic. Ed Greeno Jr. lead the way by 5. Fancy Prize second. Third, Rose Run Ashton racing fourth. Long Leg Sally. Long arm of justice is next and treading the field. Madam L going to the opening quarter. Just a classic has him by some 7 lengths. Rose Run Ashton on the outside second. Fancy Prize third. Into the turn fourth. That's Long Leg Sally by the opening quarter in 30 1/5. Racing second to last is Long Arm of Justice, and sixth and last is Madam L. They're in straight alignment as they pass the stand for the first time on the front end. Just a classic. Ed Greeno Jr. show the way. Racing second, Rose Run Ashton. Third is Fancy Prize. Fourth to the outside, Long Arm of Justice. Racing fifth is Madam L, and trailing Long Leg Sally. They're halfway home in 1 minute and 4/5. They move into the turn and head to the 5/8. Just a classic by 3. Rose Run Ashton is next. Fancy Prize off stride. Long Arm of Justice moving through. Long Leg Sally, and trailing is Madam L. Down the backside they trot. Just a classic has the lead. Rose Run Ashton is second. Third, Fancy Prize. Long Leg Sally is off stride once again. Long Arm of Justice is fifth. Racing sixth and trailing the field is Madam L as they move into the far turn. They're at the 3/4 in 1:31 4. They circle the far turn with the lead. It is Just a Classic racing second is Rose Run Ashton. Third on the outside, Long Arm of Justice. Fancy Prize is fourth with less than 1/8 of a mile to trot. They're off the turn. They're on their way home. Just a Classic, the leader. Racing on the outside, second, Rose Run Ashton through the lane, coming to the wire, almost there. Just a classic. Just a classic. The mile 2:04 3/5.
So Ed Greeno takes the gate to wire.
That was a very exciting finish because we had a couple of late closers, particularly Long Leg Sally, flying up there on the outside.
Yep, after making a few breaks. Her and Long Arm of Justice just could not get around this track very well, but
no,
they did finish strong.
Sorry about your poker night.
Yeah, he'll still bring lots of money. He should. He's beat us down.
Actually, I did misspeak. I said I don't have anybody to root for. I take that back. Tonight in a Buckeye Stallion series at Northfield, I did get a piece of Irresistible Sun when he was a yearling. He's in the 4th race, I believe, in the Buckeye Stallion series because he's a 3/4 brother to my ATC Queenie. Okay. And I didn't purchase the horse at the sale. I didn't have the money to anyway, but I bought 3% so I can have somebody to root for.
There you go. Well, good luck to you.
Thank
what race?
You. 4th race, I believe. He has the rail, so sometimes people don't like to have the rail with the trotter. It just depends.
Yeah.
He's a 3-year-old. He's had experience.
He should know that, yeah. So I got Just a Classic, the winner. Long Lake Sally looked like second. Third was tight between Rose Run Ashton and Long Arms of Justice.
Right.
Here's your winner of the 5th race, moving into the Celina Loose Lots. Winner circle number 4, Just a Classic.
The GOP Philippa Enterprise out of the Muscle Hill mare. They go My Heart. Second win of the season for Just a Classic. E.G. Trot, LLC Finley, and Thomas Adams of Finley own. Ed Greeno Jr. drives and trains. The winner of the mile 2:04 3/5. Blanket by Wilson Shoes of Celina.
Just a Classic gets the win. Brings her lifetime earnings right around.
Blanket for second goes to the 7 Long Leg Sally, David Meyer. Blanket by the Mercer County Fair. Here's the way they finish. The 5th, number 1, Fancy Prize, 5. 2, Rose Run Ashton, 4. The 3, Long Arm of Justice, 3. 4, Just a Classic, the winner. 5 was Scratch. 6, Madam L. 6. 7, Long Leg Sally 2. 2:04 3/5. 30 and a fifth. Minute 4/5. 1:31 and 4. 5-4-3. 1 Scratch 6 2 on the bottom. 6th race, Scratch number 6, Heartstrings. Scratch the 6 Heartstrings. Win place show.
All right, 5 of them down, Miss Trish.
Absolutely. It's 3-year-old filly Pacers again that we're going to be taking a look at. And we do have a scratch in this one. The 6 Heartstrings is out, so all 5 will be on the gate, as they say. And we're going to be back after a few words from our sponsors.
Volstead, Coach K. Hanover, Slay, Ohio's top trotters stand at Dublin Valley Farms. Volstead's offspring include Sugar Instead, the 2023 Ohio 2-year-old Trotting Filly of the Year, and 2024 Ohio Sire Stakes winner Jurassic Hattie. Coach K. Hanover, the son of world record holder Walner, and Slay, the son of Chapter 7, standing his first season at Dublin Valley Farms.
The future is bright in Ohio. Ohio Sire Stakes, Buckeye Stallion Series, 66 county and independent fairs. Whether it's the Ohio Sire Stakes, the Buckeye Stallion Series, or the county fairs, Ohio has a place for your racehorse. This year, Ohio breds are racing for nearly $23 million in stakes purses. Be part of the winning. Breed, buy, race, win in Ohio.
Do you want your horse to shine in the winner's circle? Feed DAC oil. It makes a world of difference.
So we're back here for the 6th race, purse of $6,466. I believe this is our second division of 3-year-old filly Pacers. The first division was the second race, and they went a mile in 1:57 and 4. So we'll see how this set does. It's a field of 5. Once again, the 6 Heartstrings is scratched, and we're going to take a look at the 1 Rockin' Ray L. As we said, the Levan stable is very busy today. This one trained by Hank Levan, driven by Hank Levan, and has last started at Urbana, sat in the pocket and finished second. Last quarter in 27 and 4, mile in 1:58. This filly by Fear the Dragon out of Rockonomics by Rock and Roll Hanover has had 19 starts this year, 7 wins, 3 seconds, 1/3, and made $28,554. 154 and 1 at Miami Valley Racecourse is the best time for this filly this year. She's been very busy too, both at the fairs. I don't know that she's made, yes, at Northfield. Oh, that was on the fair racing day at Northfield. So pretty much looks like sticking exclusively to the fairs, except for early in the season when she was racing at Miami Valley. Made 21 starts as a 2-year-old on this one too.
I just wonder how many miles Hank puts on a vehicle.
Oh my.
He was at Croton yesterday also. So he's liable to have somebody at Northfield tonight. So yeah, that would be interesting to find out. The 2, Queen Bee and Me, Pat Malloy Jr. trains and drives, co-owns with Lisa Gosselin, Logan Malloy. The Yankee Cruiser filly out of the Sun Beach Somewhere mare, Hurricane Queen Rose. 15 starts, 1 win, 3 seconds, 3/3, $13,141. Took a qualifying mark down at Hawkinsville, 58 and 3. The last win was over at Wilmington, pacing in 59 and 4. Scratch last start at Chillicothe. Start before that, finished second. Next door over to Wapakoneta, pacing 59, last quarter at 28 and 4.
That brings us to the 3, Ballard Edith Ann. This one driven by S. Bernard DeMars. He's also the trainer of this Dancin' Yankee filly out of Hawaii Connection by Village Connection. Last started at Chillicothe on August 4th and was on the lead at least to the half, and then finished 3rd 2:03 for the final time for that one on that day. That's exactly the same as the winning mark for this one. Out of her 11 starts, she has that single win at Eaton in 2:03 flat. Also has had a pair of seconds and a trio of thirds with $13,725. She is owned from Forney, Texas by Anthony L. Jones. We have a lot of these horses are Ohio owned, maybe Michigan owned, but in this race, it's very funny. I see a couple of owners from Texas, and they aren't the same owner.
I saw that too. The 4, there she is again. Jeff Nysonger will be in the bike for Kent Wilcox this time. Richard Kopp owns the Do Me That Again filly out of the gun that won the West Mare. Katie's Got a Gun. 14 starts this year, 4 wins, 3 seconds, 1 third. $17,500. We'll finish with her here after the post parade.
These are the horses. 6th race, 3-year-old filly pays $6,466. Like a Vice, St. Henry Bank. Number 1, Rockin' Rayleigh, Hank Levan drives. Number 2, Queen Bee and Me, Pat Malloy Jr. 3, Ballard Edith Ann with Bernard DeMars. Number 4, there she is again, Jeff Nysonger. Number 5, Gorgeous Ivory, Ken Holiday in the sulky. Scratch the 6, Heartstrings, Win Place Show, Quinella Exacta, and Trifecta Wagering on the 6. You have 3 minutes to post time.
So there she is again, had a couple wins at Marysville and Lebanon back in mid-July. 2 minutes at Lebanon, 2, and 3 at Marysville. Last start was 5th at Urbana.
The 5 horse, Gorgeous Ivory, is the other Texas-owned horse. That's Crazy Parrot Farm LLC from Frisco, Texas, also co-owned by Renee S. Halesko of Marysville, Ohio. Ken Holiday trains and drives this one by I'm Gorgeous out of Eterno Deo by Liz Mara. 7 starts this year, no wins, no seconds, but 1 third, $1,213 earned. Was quite the winner last year, though. Posted 8 wins out of 17 starts with 6 seconds as a 2-year-old. So either the company is different or we'll find out what's happening here today. Last started at Attica from post 5, finished 6th, made a break the start before that at Bowling Green. That's the only miscue that I can see on this Gorgeous Ivory filly.
They've toyed with Lasix with her a couple starts here and there. Looks like it didn't work. So.
No.
Was reading some of the comments during the break there, and Trish and I both have a Lane of Stone story for you. And of course, I'll let ladies go first.
Oh, he's so kind. In 2019, my mare, ATC Queenie, she's a Triumphant Caviar mare that I got at a yearling sale with my brother for $7,500. She ended up being quite a nice mare, and she has the Ohio Breeders' Championship aged trot record along with Lane of Stone. She went in 153-2. Chris Page was in the bike that day. Next season in 2020, Lane of Stone equaled her track record. But the one thing I will say, they didn't divide them then. If there's enough, the aged horses get to go Ohio Breeders aged filly or mares and Ohio Breeders aged geldings and horses. But that year there were, if there weren't enough in the box, 7, 8, 9, they didn't divide them.
Gotcha. And then I jog and train every now and then for Mark whenever he needs help or on board. And they sent me out with Lane of Stone to jog. They was renovating our grandstand at the time. They're like, oh, he's fine. Okay. Well, he ends up kicking at me and gets a foot hung up on the apron. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, of all horses for this to do, why did it have to be him? And he ended up snapping the apron off and was fine after that. And I came in the barn. I said, you know, he kicked at me. Of course, Carol Winters, Mark's wife, that's her baby right there. Oh, no, he didn't. He never kicks. I'm like, I'm telling you. And the guy working, he's like, yeah, look at the apron. It's broke. I said, yeah, so don't ever send me out there with him
again. It's a good thing it went right through and broke. What a scary situation that is, getting hung up on an apron or any little oddball things like that. But it can happen. And the funny thing is, you never really know what a horse is going to react to or when. So as much as you know them and you think they might be bomb-proof, as some people say, you can never really get that relaxed where you're not paying attention.
Right. Yep. And I can't stress that because I see some of these young kids, they'll be jogging, no feet in the stirrups whatsoever.
Right.
I always yell at them, hey, get a foot in the stirrup.
A horse can just knuckle over or stumble, and down you're going to go if you can't help them with the lines.
Yep. So
That's something that I hear the old timers versus the young drivers talk about too, is this having their handholds, you know, their hands are way back in their belly button, so they really don't even have anything to grab onto to help a horse in a certain situation. So it might make him go faster.
Yeah.
Because it's like a loose horse
Which
in many
is what
respects.
the owners want.
Right. But it's a controversy I've heard some people talk about.
Yes.
Starter has called the horses to the gate.
I like them, the handholds where I can use them. So
That would be wise
that's
in
what
my
Grandpa-
estimation.
So Uncle Keith always told me. So 6th race going to the gate here, 2nd division, 3-year-old Payson fillies. It looks
He's
like
rolling
the
his first
1,
time.
6-5, the 2, 7-5. And the 4, there she is again, 3-1. So let's send it up to Doug for the call of the 6th.
3-year-old filly Pacers for $6,466 are all in behind the Mike Wepkenberg starting gate. Sponsored by Eagles Lodge, number 1291 of Celina. Here they come. They were off then, pacing Rockin' Rayleigh for the lead. Ballard Edith Ann on the inside. Queen Bee and Me between horses third. Into the turn, racing fourth. There she is again and trailing the field. Gorgeous Ivory as they race on over to the opening eighth. Rockin' Rayleigh and Hank Levan have the lead, have it by a length up on the outside. Ballard Edith Ann, the long mile second. Queen Bee and Me third, racing fourth. There she is again and trailing the field. Gorgeous Ivory hung on the outside. Ballard Edith Ann as they race by the quarter. Rockin' Rayleigh the inside. Ballard Edith Ann the outside. Queen Bee and Me third into the turn. There she is again fourth. The quarter 28-2 and trailing the field as they race around the turn is Gorgeous Ivory. They come to the top of the stretch with Rockin' Rayleigh on the front end. Racing second, Queen Bee and Me. Ballard Edith Ann third. Racing fourth, there she is again. Gorgeous Ivory trails the field as they come to the half. They're straight alignment front to back. They're separated by 7 to 8 lengths. Rockin' Rayleigh is the leader. Queen Bee and Me is second. Ballard Edith Ann is third. They're at the half, 59-2. To the 5/8 they go. There she is again as fourth. Gorgeous Ivory is fifth. Down the backside of the 3/4, Rockin' Rayleigh. Out comes Ballard Edith Ann. Queen Bee and Me the inside. There she is again fourth. Gorgeous Ivory trails the field. They near 3/4. Rockin' Rayleigh is the target. Ballard Edith Ann on the outside. Queen Bee and Me. There she is again as fourth. 3 wide on the outside. Gorgeous Ivory continues to trail the field. They're into the far turn. Rockin' Rayleigh 3/4, 130 3/5 with an 1/8 of a mile to pace. It's Rockin' Rayleigh. Queen Bee and Me is second. Racing third. Ballard Edith Ann. There she is again as fourth. They're off the turn. They're on their way home. Rockin' Rayleigh on the outside. Queen Bee and Me coming after that leader. Closing in with every stride. But on the line, Rockin' Rayleigh, Hank Levan. Queen Bee and Me second. Ballard Edith Ann home third. The mile 2 minutes 1/5.
Yep.
They finished in post position order in that race, but it was an exciting race, Jeremy.
We'll put it like that, yes.
Well, when you have somebody bent on making the lead and they don't make the lead and they don't back off early, which was the case with the battle between Rockin' Ray L and Ballard Edith Ann. Eventually, DeMars elected to drop back and sit third, but he didn't sit for long.
No, he didn't.
And then he was right back out. So we call that using a horse twice.
Yeah.
And Ballard Edith Ann went a pretty tough trip.
And I thought Pat was sitting pretty good, too. Got the pocket trip behind him and just didn't have quite enough for Rockin' Ray L.
And as I mentioned earlier, I wasn't sure about track records because they apparently didn't have them for the 3-year-old filly Pacers, but the fastest mile this time went to the first division, 1:57.4. This one, 2 minutes and a fifth.
Yep. And Rockin' Ray L is actually on top of the Ohio Fair Championship points, so she just added to her lead. And there she is again, She was sitting 6th. So she'll add a few points to that.
Well, that's good to keep up with those. I know that the owners of horses and trainers are always anxious to look where they are in the standings, and they can find that by utilizing the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association
Back in front of the stands, moving into the
website.
Loose Lodge winner circle. The winner, the one, Rockin' Ray L. 3-year-old made Philippine Fear the Dragon.
Out of the Rock and Roll Hanover mare, Rockonomics, Levan Stable. Levan Stable and A. Hefflinger own. Hank Levan trains and drives the winner of the mile. 2 minutes, 1/5. Blanket by St. Henry Bank.
So Hank's first win of the day, actually. And I wonder what, because I know Jeremy Smith comes in the winner's circle. He's always talking to the trainers and stuff, and it's always fun to listen to Jeremy. He'll throw a few 4-letter words in there if anybody knows Jeremy.
A little added color, perhaps?
Oh,
Second place blanket will go to the 2 Queen Bee and Me, Pat Malloy Jr. Blanket from N.H. Harness of Lima. N.H. Harness blanket to the 2 Queen Bee and Me. Here's the way they finish this 6. Number 1, Rockin' Ray L, the winner. 2, Queen Bee and Me, 2. 3, Ballard Edith Ann, 3. 4, there she is again, 4. The 5, Gorgeous Ivory, 5. Number 6 was scratched. The mile, 2 minutes, 1/5. 28 and 2, 59 and 2, 130 and 3/5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Scratch on the bottom. 7th race is next. Number 1, Cherohala, racing with Trotting Hubbles. The 1, Cherohala.
So, yeah, what I was going to add was, I wonder what Brad hears in the winner's circle down there. I'll have to ask him.
Yes, you will.
See if he has any good stories.
It's those kind of things that add to our sport. All the personal stories, the human interest stories, which don't get out often enough, I don't believe. Once again, in my career, I went all over the place, and I worked for Lloyd Arnold out at Los Alamitos years and years ago. And that's one of the things I did, was I did human interest stories on the cover of the program, and he demanded a different one for every night of the 6 nights of racing.
Oh, really? So 6 down. We got 2 left. We're going to take a look at the 7th Second Division 3-year-old Trot and fillies here after we hear a few words from our sponsors.
For over 50 years, Midland Acres has provided top-quality Ohio-bred colts and fillies. As a third-generation farm, we understand the importance of delivering well-cared-for and well-mannered yearlings. Get in the winner's circle with the yearlings by Fear the Dragon, Yankee Cruiser, Long Tom, Summa Cum Laude, Ready for Money, and Bit of a Legend. See our yearlings at the Blooded Horse Sale August 27th and the Ohio Select Sale September 13th.
The Delaware County Fair, where history meets horsepower. Get ready for the thrill of a lifetime as the world-famous Little Brown Jug takes center stage. Witness the heart-pounding action, the thundering hooves, and the sheer determination of these incredible athletes. Compete for the coveted Little Brown Jug title. Don't miss your chance to be a part of history. For ticket and hospitality options, visit littlebrownjug.com. The Little Brown Jug, where champions are made and legends are born. Be there!
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at bigdweb.com for fast shipping. Most orders ship that day. Or call 1-800-321-2142. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. At Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year. Our expert team of boarded surgeons, sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together with veterinary cardiologists, internal medicine, and ophthalmologists, make our hospital your best resource for all sport horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661.
We sure have enjoyed this afternoon giving you some color commentary about the races here at the Mercer County Fair, and we have moved right along, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Already it's the 7th of 8th races coming up here. This is sophomore filly Trotters getting the spotlight here. The one horse is Chair Ohala. This one trained by Philip Moore. He'll also be in the bike. He's the owner of the horse. The breeder was Lindbred Stables, and it is a What the Hill filly out of Sweet Street by Andover Hall. Cheryl Hollow has had just 2 starts on the year, and last time was scratched sick at the Sydney Fair, so did not go forward. And before that at Lebanon, I have to get my cheaters on again. Made a break and was distanced. Time before that was in the trailing position, also made breaks. Had 1 start at Northfield, and actually it was a 2-year-old qualifier and went right for the front, ended up finishing second and trotting in 2:04. So she's had a pretty rough season as a 3-year-old. She didn't race as a 2-year-old, and here it is, just her 3rd lifetime start.
Yeah, it looked like she qualified last year at the Northfield.
Oh, was that last year?
Anthony McDonald was in the bike for trainer Jason McGinnis. So I would say something happened to her. They didn't like her, or she wasn't cut out for, because that's the stable people there. So something happened. But
we can only speculate.
Yeah, I'll have to ask. That's my uncle. So.
Well, go on here with the 2.
Kemp's Joyce, Roy Burns in the bike, trains, co-owns with Melissa Burns. The Wit filly by the Cadabra mare Mythical Kemp. 7 starts this year, 2/3. And last year, as a 2-year-old, had 14 starts, made close to $6,000. Still has not seen the winner's circle as of yet. Last start was Urbana, trotted her mile in 2:4 and 4.
And the 3 horse is trained by Mark Winters. We've seen a lot of him in action today, too. Sends out Jeff Nysonger behind Shoeless Joe Jasmine. Wonder how that name came about. It is a bay filly by Sebastian K.S. out of DW's Jasmine by Dilbert Hanover. This season has had 10 starts, no wins, 2 seconds, and 0 thirds, $5,168 earned. So yet to see the winner's circle this season, but did post 3 victories last year out of 13 starts, doing well with 206 at Wapakoneta as a 2-year-old. This time, though, this year did qualify earlier on July 1st at Scioto Downs and trotted in 1:59 and 2, finishing 4th in that qualifying effort. And last week at Urbana, posted a mile in 2:01 flat. So improving here.
The 4 is Silazoo. Yeah, you stuck me with that one, didn't you?
I sure did.
Ed Greeno in the bike, trains, Lisa's E.G. Trot. And we'll talk more about the What the Hill filly after the post parade.
Horses are on the track for the 7th race. 3-year-old filly Trot for $6,262. The Lois N. Combs Memorial Trot, a field of 5. Thomas Litt will drive number 5, Hips Like Honey. Number 1, Cheryl Holla with Philip Moore. Number 2, Kemp's Choice, Roy Burns drives. 3, Shoeless Joe Jasmine, Jeff Nysonger driving. 4, Zilla Zoo, Ed Greeno Jr. Number 5 is Hips Like Honey, Thomas Litt in the sulky. Horse will take 1 score and go to the gate.
Continuing with the 4, Silazoo, What the Hill filly out of the Dream Vacation mare Ilazoo. 8 starts this year, 2 second-place finishes, 2 third-place finishes. Made right at $5,000. Last start over at Urbana, she trotted in 58 and 4, last quarter in 29.
The 5, Hips Like Honey, is owned and trained by Pamela Young. Austin Hanners will drive this filly by full count out of Zordwich Heavenly by Westgate Crown. Hips Like Honey has made 5 appearances so far this year and has been making breaks in every appearance. So whether she has a clean line here in this particular race today, it remains to be seen. Last time out at Chillicothe on August 4th, was sitting second before making a break, but actually more times than not has made a break early in the mile, right at the gate or right after the start. So last season, braking didn't seem to be the problem, as Hips Like Honey had 6 victories out of 13 starts with 4 seconds and 1/3, had a mark in a qualifier of 2:03.1 at Scioto Downs. We'll see if Hips Like Honey can stay flat in this one, and I know all the connections are hoping so.
Can I see your headset for a second?
Sure.
Yeah. I'm going to give it to him. Here, Glover, put this on again.
Oh, boy, not me.
So, I'm joined by Ronnie Glover, owned Long Arms Justice here a couple races ago. So, what's going on with her?
She seems to break.
Yeah, we see that.
She's got a lot of speed, but she's breaking in the first turn sometimes.
I saw that.
Rode a couple times.
Yeah, so we didn't know what was going on with her, and we thought maybe it was a Scioto at first because she didn't like Scioto, but
yeah,
last couple starts she's been a little jumpy.
She raced good at Urbana. She went up there, stayed flat, but yeah, she's got a lot of speed. Mark will get her figured out, I think. It's going to take a while.
So surprisingly, you still have a full head of hair and owning a trotter.
Yeah. Yeah, them 2-year-old trotters.
Yes.
You have a little patience.
Yes, you do. All right. And that's the only one you own, right? Or do you own anything else?
No, that's it right now.
That's
for racing.
Okay. Well, thank you for stopping by. I just wanted to get you on air for a minute and find out, and I will see you tonight.
Okay. All right.
Bring plenty of money.
Thank you. That was my next question.
Yeah, I'm playing.
Marianne Madden has been busy posting a lot on our live stream, and she mentioned that one of her distant cousins won the silver at the Olympics in the women's 10,000 meters. That's really great. Congratulations. And I was just talking about Lloyd Arnold, and he had a little thing about the Olympics. He called on his program that the harness racing was the sport of emperors, because Olympic Games started with having chariot racing. And so he had a little logo on his program that said the sport of emperors.
Oh, I did not know that. So, Glover, come up here to get his passport notarized, stamped, stickered.
It's going to be a horse race to see who wins the prize from the OHHA on those passports, where you get a sticker at every fair you attend, and they're about to go.
Here they come. Off stride to 5, Hips Like Honey. They're off and trotting. That is Shoeless Joe Jasmine going for the lead. Kemp's Choice comes out in second. Zilla Zoo races third. Cheryl Halla is fourth, and trading the field, Hips Like Honey. Into the turn, heading to the opening eighth. Shoeless Joe Jasmine shows the way, leads it by some 3. Zilla Zoo the outside. Then it is Kemp's Choice. Down the backside they trot. Cheryl Halla next in fourth, trading the field. Hips Like Honey going to the opening quarter. Shoeless Joe Jasmine and Jeff Nysonger lead the way. They lead it by a link. Zilla Zoo right there second. Kemp's Choice trots third. Racing fourth up the inside, Hips Like Honey. Cheryl Halla is fifth and last as they trot by the quarter. Shoeless Joe Jasmine takes the field by the quarter, 31 4/5 as they race around the turn. Zilla Zoo second. Then in third, Kemp's Choice. Racing fourth is Hips Like Honey, the trailer. Cheryl Halla passing the stands first time. They come to the half. And it's Shoeless Joe Jasmine on a length lead over Zilla Zoo. Kemp's Choice is third. Racing fourth, Hips Like Honey. Cheryl Halla is the traitor. They're at the half. They move into the turn. And Shoeless Joe Jasmine has them halfway home in 102 2/5 to the 5/8 they trot. Following Shoeless Joe Jasmine up the backside, Zilla Zoo. Trotting third, Kemp's Choice. Hips Like Honey fourth. Cheryl Halla trails the field. Down the backside to the 3/4, Shoeless Joe Jasmine still by 2. Zillazoo second, Kemp's Choice third. Hips Like Honey is fourth. Cheryl Hollow trails the field. They near 3/4. They move into the far turn with Shoeless Joe Jasmine still there by a length and a half. Zillazoo is second. Kemp's Choice is third. Hips Like Honey fourth. Cheryl Hollow fifth. Around the far turn, moving to the outside. Zillazoo. After the leader, Shoeless Joe Jasmine, and Zillazoo is all stride. Off the turn, Shoeless Joe Jasmine. Kemp's Choice is second. Coming to the line, Shoeless Joe Jasmine. Kemp's Choice racing second. On the line, Shoeless Joe Jasmine. Jeff Nysonger's third win of the day. The mile 2:03 2/5.
It's another gate to wire for Jeff Nysonger and Mark Winters.
They've been pretty dominant today on the races they've been in.
Thought Green was going to make it interesting around the last turn, but did not stay trotting, which is unusual for her.
Well, sometimes maybe just the pressure, a little bit of pressure, over-trotted herself perhaps.
Yep. So it puts that first win of the season for Shoeless Joe Jasmine. She had 3 last year, but
well, somebody had to come out a winner in this one. None of them had won this season yet,
No,
so
they hadn't.
there you go.
Nope, I overlooked that one.
Well, congrats to Shoeless Joe Jasmine and trainer Mark Winters and the JR Stable from Orient, Ohio, on getting their victory this season with Shoeless Joe Jasmine. I'd like to know where the name came from.
I'll find out for you.
Into the winner's circuit, one of the 7 3-year-old Billy Trot for
$62. Number 3, Shoeless Joe Jasmine. 3 Bay filly by Sebastian K. Out of the Dobert Hanover mare, DW's Jasmine. JR Stable, Orient, Ohio. Mark Winters trains. Jeff Nysonger gets his third driving win of the day, the mile 2:03 2/5. Blanket in memory of Lois N. Combs Memorial Trot. Members of the Combs family and friends in the winner's circle making a presentation of the blanket to the 3, Shoeless Joe Jasmine and Jeff Nysonger.
She didn't get that feisty in the winner's circle.
No.
Chucky does a good job with them. I'll give him credit.
You have to give a lot of credit to the caretakers in this business because they are almost like the closest connection to the horse of anybody in the barn.
Yep. Spends a lot of time with them.
So we're
Second place blanket from the Mercer County Fair goes to the 2 Kemp's Choice, Roy Burns. Here's the way they finished: the 7th, 1, Jurahala 5, 2 Kemp's Choice 2, 3 Shoeless Joe Jasmine winner, 4 Zillazoo 3, 5 Hips Like Honey 4, the mile 2:03 2/5, 31 and 4 for the quarter, the half 1:02 and 2, 3/4 1:33 and 2, 5 2 1 3 4 on the bottom. 8th race is next. Number 3, don't forget Master Scott Cisco. The 4 Pennants, Roy Wilson. The 6, Eddie L. Louis Levan.
all right. So we're going to see veterans in action in today's 8th race, which is our final on today's card. And it is going to be quite a race. We were speaking of Lane of Stone. I would have to give him kudos as the star of the field. He has earnings lifetime of $772,000. So you want to see this one perform? He's back in action here in our final. And we'll be back after a few words from our sponsors.
The first ever Mercer County Fair was held in October of 1852. Admission cost was 25 cents for the one-day event. Reports say competition was light, so no premiums were rewarded to exhibitors. Small fairs were attempted for the next 3 years, but lack of interest and support led the Mercer County Fair to take a decade-long hiatus. Thankfully, in 1868, the local agricultural society reorganized, announcing that the Mercer County Fair would return bigger and better than ever before. The fair moved to Celina and extended to 3 days. The event would become annual from that year forward. Just before the turn of the 20th century, the present fairgrounds was purchased by the society. Quickly, a first-class regulation track and grandstand were built to keep up with public demand for harness racing. In time, a horse barn was built to provide year-round training. In 1909, the world champion pacer Dan Patch even visited the Mercer County Fair. Today, the Mercer County Fair is a member of the Ohio Colt Racing Association and hosts 2 days of live-action harness racing.
Hi, I'm Dean Gillespie, and I want to tell you about the Ohio Colt Racing Association. There's 19 member fairs, and they sponsor the partial futurity in Greenville, Ohio. You need to race in the OCRA. Great racetracks, great people. Bring the kids and come out to the fair, and remember, fair time is fun time.
Mark your calendar for the new and exciting North American Standard Breed Mix Sale. Tuesday, December 17th at the Mount Hope Event Center in Mount Hope, Ohio. Broodmares, broodmare prospects, racehorses, and stallion shares. Pedigrees announced by Ed Teefee and Gabe Pruitt. Online bidding, clean, heated facility. The North American Standard Breed Mix Sale. A live auction to see quality horses with industry-leading pedigrees. Tuesday, December 17th in Mount Hope, Ohio. Entries open September 5th.
So we have returned for the Grand Lake Trot. It is part of the Signature Series, and we are going to see veteran trotters in action today. We actually have 2 stallions in the field, and that is the 3 Don't Forget Master and the 8 Lane of Stone that we spoke about previously. We also have 2 mares and 4 geldings to round out this trotting feature, and our last on the day.
Yep. Let's take a look at the number 1, Fantastic L, Hank Levan. Trains and drives, Levan Stables, Damafol Racing Enterprise, E. Perry, and M. Levan, all of Ohio. The 4-year-old mare by Team 6 out of Perceptive Caviar, the SJ's Caviar mare. 14 starts this year, 1 win, 2/3, $5,400 in the bank. Took a qualifying mark at 57-4 at Miami Valley, but coming off of the win at Urbana, 59-2, last quarter and 28-4. She's got 62 lifetime starts, 23 wins, 5 seconds, 6/3, over 166,000. Took a mark last year at 54-4 at Northfield Park.
Vrooman Vani is the 2 horse. She's a full count mare out of Cindy Coy by Inquirer. She is the only horse in the field that's raced solely in the Signature Series in Ohio. She has had 14 starts on the season, 2 wins, 2 seconds, and 5/3. For lifetime, she's had 62 appearances, 8 wins, 14 seconds, and 13/3 with $72,418 bankrolled. Her best mark was as a 4-year-old. She's 5 now, 157-3 at Miami Valley, but she has been no worse than 3rd in her last 6 starts.
We'll check out the rest of the field after the post parade.
The horses are on the track for the 8th race. Signature Series Grand Lake Trot for $6,800. Sponsored by the Mercer County Harness Horsemen's Association. A field of 8, and these are the horses. Number 1, Fantastic L, the driver, Hank Levan. 2, Vrooman Vani, Ronnie Gillespie drives. Number 3, Don't Forget Master, driven by Scott Cisco. The 4, Penance with Roy Wilson. David Ward drives the 5, MJ's Liberty Valance. Number 6 is Eddie L with Louis Levan. Pat Malloy Jr., the 70-yard Nelson, and number 8, Lane of Stone, Jeff Neisonger in the sulky. Win Place Show, Quinella Exacta and Trifecta, along with a Superfecta. They're going to the gate in 4 minutes. Wager early. Don't be shut out.
Okay, just I think we're at the 3 horse.
3 horses, yep. Don't Forget Master. Scott Cisco is going to be in the bike for trainer Deborah Swartz and owner Brad Delaney. The 9-year-old horse by Don't You Forget It out of the Pine Chip Mare Pine Career. This year, 23 starts, 3 wins, 4 seconds, 5 thirds, over 44,000. Took a mark of 54 3 at Scioto Downs. Lifetime, 184 starts with 24 wins. Bank Road over 378,000. Took a lifetime mark, 7-year-old, 53 4 at Scioto. Coming off of the Signature Series win over at Urbana, 58 4, and that was with Jason Beatty in the bike.
Roy Wilson will drive Pennants from post 4 for trainer Jacob Zink, who also owns this Father Patrick out of Yankee Elta by Muscles Yankee. Raced in the Signature Series at Xenia on July 31st, finishing 4th with Sean Barker in the bike. On the year has had a sole win at Miami Valley in 158 and 2 out of 25 starts. A couple of second place finishes and 3 fourth place finishes with $16,591, but Lifetime had 128 starts with 23 wins, 18 seconds and 22 thirds, 176,606 earned, and a best mark taken as a 5-year-old, 155 and 1 at the Meadows.
The 5, MJ's Liberty Valance, David Ward for trainer owner Doyle Bross. A 7-year-old gelding by Wishing Stone out of the Striking Sabra mare Tavetta. 26 starts this year, 3 wins, 4 seconds, 6 thirds, just shy of 22,000. Took a mark of 56 flat at Miami Valley Raceway. Lifetime 170 starts, 23 wins, over 142,000. As a 5-year-old, took a lifetime mark of 55 3 at Dayton Raceway. Was second free-for-all at Athens. For that, 3rd Signature Series trot over at Xenia.
Eddie L. is a 4-year-old by What the Hill and has the least amount of races lifetime of any of these horses. He's going to be driven by Louis Levan for trainer Hank Levan. 48 lifetime starts, 7 wins, 10 seconds, 9 thirds with a mark of 157 and 3 taken at Miami Valley this season. That is not on the last 6 starts. Has been racing in the last 4 starts in the Signature Series. Before that was at Northfield in a 30,000 claimer, non-winners of 7.
The 7, E.R. Nelson, starting from the 2nd tier. Pat Malloy trains, drives, co-owns with Lisa Gosselin. The Guccio 6-year-old gelding out of the Super Ben Joe mare. Need we say more? 22 starts this year, has a win, 2 seconds, 6 third place finishes. $15,849 on the card. Took a mark of 59 at, you know where that is, Charlton.
Book time 1 minute, 1 minute to post, 1 minute.
You help me out with this one?
Oh, yeah, no. Oh, maybe Charlotte up in Michigan.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
We'll
That could be Charlotte. Charlotte, Michigan. The 8, Lane of Stone. Jeff Neisanger for trainer Mark Winters again today. And Lane of Stone is by Wishing Stone. Of course, he a Hambletonian winner. Out of Wisteria Lane by Lindy Lane. Henry Horowitz of Brooklyn, New York owns this one. Lane of Stone, my, what a career. 122 lifetime starts, 38 wins, 16 seconds, 17 thirds, $772,762 lifetime. Best mark is a 3-year-old, 153 and 1 at Miami Valley. This year at Miami Valley, won in 153 and 4. Actually has had 3 trips to the winner's circle this year out of 23 starts. And boy, it's a good thing he didn't get hung up in that apron any longer than getting it broken.
Yep. So nice field here, full of 8. In the Signature Series standings as of August 8th, Vroom and Vonnie, she's sitting 2nd right now. MJ's Liberty Valance sitting 3rd. The horse I was mentioning in the comments, Stony Top Ridge, he's on top of the leaderboard right now. But all these horses are in the top 20.
Well, isn't that something? And you know, MJ's Liberty Valance, we talk about the Levans with all the horses named something L. Doyle Bross and his wife, they have her name, of course, Mary Jo Rennie Bross. They name a lot of their horses MJ something. So it's interesting how the horses get their names, I think.
Now, last year at Wellston, MJ's Liberty Valance, I was in with him in the Signature Series trot. And Alan Willems, who I grew up with. He was driving him, and I had my old trotter. And my old trotter you couldn't get him out of the gate very well. So I was off the gate some. He went out like half in 58, 3/4 in 129, something like that, and I got beat by a nose.
Oh my.
He was at the half. He was up by about 15 lengths.
Well, Jeremy, you must enjoy driving some.
I do.
What is your license? Are you a
Just P.
P?
Yeah.
Provisional.
I'm not very good at it, and I know it. I do.
So you mainly,
I would love
do you drive at some parimutuels or just at the fairs?
both.
Oh.
I've done it both.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it, but I knew I'm not very good at it, so I gave it up.
Up the Olympic for the signature series of Grand Lake
Let's
Trot
send it
for
up to Doug for
$6,800.
the signature series
All
trot.
lining up behind the
Quickenberg starting gate, sponsored by Celina Eagles Lodge. Here they come. They were off and trotting. That's Don't Forget Master going for the lead. Up the inside, Fantastic Al. Vrooman Bonnie on the outside as they move into the turn. Racing on the outside around the turn, MJ's Liberty Balance from the second tier. Lane of Stone racing down the backside. Then in next it is Pennis, and trailing the field is Eddie L. Down the backside they go. Don't Forget Master is the leader. Fantastic L getting that 2-hole trip. Vrooman Bonnie right there third. Racing fourth is E.R. Nelson. Hung on the outside, MJ's Liberty Balance. Lane of Stone is sixth. Racing seventh is Pennis. Eighth and last is Eddie L. They trot by the opening panel in 30 and a fifth. They circle the turn. Don't Forget Master has the lead by a length. Fantastic L second. Third, Vrooman Bonnie. Long mile for MJ's Liberty Balance. Racing on the inside as they pass the stand for the first time. Eddie L. Lane of Stone coming on over to the halfway point with the lead. Don't Forget Master. Fantastic L right there second. Vrooman Bonnie third. E.R. Nelson is fourth. MJ's Liberty Balance is fifth. Lane of Stone is sixth. They're at the half in a minute and fifth, and they head to the 5/8. Out and on the move. Eddie L. from seventh. The Trader now up the backside to the 3/4 mark is Pennis. Down the backside they trot. Don't Forget Master racing second. Fantastic L. Third along the pylons as they head down the backside. Vrooman Bonnie. Lane of Stone is out and on the move at the outside from fourth and moving up. Up the inside fifth. Pennis racing sixth to the outside. Eddie L. MJ's Liberty Balance is the Trader. The 3/4, 1:30 and a fifth. They have an eighth of a mile to trot. And Don't Forget Master is the leader. Fantastic Al is second. Vrooman Bonnie is third. Lane of Stone on the outside. Don't Forget Master fourth. Down the stretch they trot. Don't Forget Master and Scott Cisco. Don't Forget Master home second. Vrooman Bonnie third. Fantastic Al. 159, 1/5.
The other stallion in the field, Don't Forget Master, was the winner.
Yep. Gate to wire for Cisco. So I think once he got to the lead, I think he kind of controlled everything, and Lane of Stone had way too much traffic to overcome.
I noticed that. He actually thought early he was kind of in and out, trying to decide whether he was going to sit or not. Then he sat in, got trapped in for a while, and yeah, just too much to overcome. But a nice mile for Don't Forget Master. Can't take anything away from the winner. And Vrooman Bonnie is, you said a top, was sitting second? Probably
second, yep.
still sits second. Or
let's find out.
I
still got it pulled up here. Nope, he takes the lead now.
Vrooman Bonnie vaulting to the front.
Yep, Stony Ridge Top had 204 points. And Vrooman Bonnie coming into this had 193, so you add 26 to that. He's got 219 now.
Our signature series leader was just in this race. Carl Easterday Jr., the trainer, and Chris Easterday, the owner from Bucyrus, Ohio. Ronnie Gillespie in the sulky.
That brings 4 wins this season. 25 lifetime wins now for Don't Forget Master. And his earnings to about 48,000 this year. Not bad for a 9-year-old that's still battling up there at Scioto and looking at nowhere's at 10,000, nowhere's 16,000 last 4. So he's not an easy competition up there.
Number 3, don't forget Master, 9-year-old brown horse by Don't You Forget It out of the Pine Chip mare. Pine Career, 4th of the season. Bradley Delaney, Wilmington, Ohio owns. Deborah Swartz trains. Scott Cisco drives winner of the mile, 159, 1/5. Blanket by the Mercer County Harness Horsemen's Association. Trackside, the president of the Mercer County Harness Horsemen's Association, Rusty Voorhees, also a director of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association.
Scott's daughter Mazzy down there on the race bike.
That's
So
always fun.
usually he waves to his mom in California. He started that with driving one of my horses.
Really?
Over at Lancaster. Because I watched the replay, I'm like, Scott. He's like, yeah, that's going to cost me 50. I said, cost you 50? Why? He was on top by 10, so I'm thinking, he's like, no, I put the lines in one hand. I waved at the camera.
Second place blanket on behalf of the Mercer County Fair. To the 2, Vroomanvani, Ronnie Gillespie. Here's the way they finished the 8, 1 Fantastic L3, 2 Vroomanvani, 2. 3, don't forget Master, the winner, the 4 Pinna, 6. 5 MG's Liberty Balance was 7, 6 Eddie L, 8. 7 ER Nelson, 4, 8 Lane of Stone, 5. 159 and 130 and a 5th. 1 minute, 1/5, 130 and a 5th. 3, 2, 1, 6, 7, 8, 4, 5 on the bottom.
Well, that wraps it up for a Sunday afternoon.
All right, so first day of Celina in the books. Flipping on over to Zanesville. They're still going right now. They still got a few races left. Celina, Troy, Zanesville tomorrow that I know of.
I'll be back here at Celina with Susan Schroeder, I believe.
All right. Matt, where are you going to be tomorrow?
I'll be back here.
Okay, until we all meet again on the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association stream. Jeremy Moore and Trish Soulsby wishing you good racing and good luck.
This has been Ohio County Fair Racing. Ohio County Fair Racing has been presented by Midland Acres, thestable.ca, Dublin Valley Farms, Big D Tack and Vet Supply, and the Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center. Ohio County Fair Racing is a presentation of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association.